it said an unexpected error has occurred. But it also said we're alive, so maybe we're alive.
Are we live?
I see the starting soon thing again.
Oh yeah, we're starting soon. Sweet. We're back, everybody.
And I heard myself, so we're live.
Yep. This is an adult stream using adult language. You've been warned. Oh wait, where's me? I don't know. I'm just gonna use this one. Hey everybody. Welcome to this week's Celtic Not. We are going to be going back to our main storyline, whereas last game was a very special episode with two characters who've been leveled up to much higher to explore a different part of the timeline in this world. But tonight we are back with my good friends, who I will introduce to you in a moment, or let them introduce themselves. I'm Michaela, also DM Irish, and I will be the Dungeon Master for my friends. From the top, we have Shiny Back Girl.
I am Shiny. I'm playing Aurora, who is an invention wizard, Eladrin. She's in her spring season right now, so she's very excitable.
Thank you. And her pronouns are she, her.
She, her, yeah.
Calderon.
Hello, I'm Cal, or Caljanon, or Andrew if you're boring.
Thanks.
I don't know what that means.
Boring.
Listen. we don't have time to get into that.
Shots
I
fired.
am playing Whippoorwill, the Kenku Druid, and he is really excited to be a druid some more.
Yeah. It's a good aspiration.
Mm-hmm.
Wanting to be
I started
who
that
you
sentence
are.
hoping I'd have somewhere to end it, and I didn't.
It's okay. Apparently, it's that kind of day for me too.
He's excited to learn more words.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go. That's
Always.
True. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that reminds me I need to open up my phrase list.
Oh yeah. Probably have some notes I should open too. Doctor, last but not least.
So I am Chad, also known as Doctor, but today I'll be playing Inoki Ballet, a Myconid druid of the spores. They, them. And I'm ready to talk to everyone with a nice...
Poof. He
Yeah,
poofs.
it's his poof noise, his mushroom poof noise. He's not dying. It was on purpose.
No, I'm fine. It's how I get things off my chest.
Yeah. Literally. Quite literally. That's my content.
Well, actually, it comes out of this part right here.
Yeah.
See, I have a
gills.
diagram.
Your little fins.
Your little
Mhm.
gills.
That's where the spores come off of them.
Mushrooms, y'all. Oh, is that a real mushroom?
It is. I've been trying them.
Oh, that's so cool.
Cousins!
We have a real life druid right there. Yeah. Well, thank you for introducing yourselves. I'm very excited. Before we get going, we could do some announcements real quick. Firstly, Alora, who plays Cerebides, the Tiefling Rogue, will be here later, most likely, but we'll just kind of keeping an ear out to hear when she arrives. So look forward to seeing her later. And next in news, our next game after this will be on June 14th. We're already in June. That's so crazy. We started this in February, I think.
Are we skipping May?
Oh, I guess it is
what
gonna be
happened to
May.
May?
You know, I was like, damn. It's gonna be May 14th.
Yeah.
Okay. Thought you knew something I didn't.
It's like, we're taking another break?
I don't even care about my Hawaii trip. We're just skipping all of it. Just going straight to my birthday. Yes, I'm very excited for that. But no, it's gonna be May. 2 weeks from now, on a Tuesday.
It's gonna be May.
It's gonna be May tomorrow.
May.
Yeah.
See? I knew there was a reason I shouldn't have forgotten that. It was the meme. Yeah. That's true. Let's see, any other announcements we have for the moment? I don't think so. So, with that, is everybody ready? Do you guys have your dice?
I'm ready.
Do you have your cameras and bonus actions?
There you go.
So it has been a while since we have been on the main storyline, and I will not hold you guys to this, but do you guys remember what happened where you last left off? On a boat.
There was a boat involved.
So we figured out that we were needed to travel. We could either travel via land, but you'd have to travel around through the bay, through the forest, or we could use this fancy boat that Beltol had to basically sail across the bay. And I took out Tabano, my giant fly, and flew it across, kind of playing scout. I spoke with a creature. I can't remember what the creature was off the top of my head.
Some kind of giant fish thing.
Yeah, and he wanted to eat us, and I'm like, no, it's okay, we're good. Well, he kind of thought it was my time to be collected, and I decided that it was better that I wasn't collected. I think we did run into. I think it was a group of. Was it Marrows or was it mermen?
It was just mermaids, yeah.
It was just mermaids that were messing with us.
Mm-hmm.
And once we got away from them, we did make our way across the bay to the north shoreline to Carvu.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We were approaching Carvu. Indeed. Would either you, Shiny, or Cal like to add anything to this recap?
I just wanted to point out that I did actually take a couple notes during that session, which was impressive for me. So the session actually started with Deirdre leaving and giving gifts to people.
Right.
And so the first thing we did was kind of take time to think about those gifts and kind of realize that Deirdre was leaving. And then I also, I think it's, so when I took notes on the encounter with the mermaids, I wrote them in my notes as sirens because they did definitely have some kind of like thrall type of effect, or it seemed like they did. So the way that I wrote my notes was we encountered some sirens. Siripides flirted with them, duh. And Sparks was charmed by them, duh. And then Siripides scared them off, and Whip and Aurora used her fan token to clear the fog and get out of there.
Yeah. That is true. Those things did happen.
Yeah.
And Shiny, did you want to add anything?
That's the most of what I remember. You know, we made it to town, and Aurora's been excitedly making notes about things, this weird boat, these weird mer people, all kinds of weird stuff going on that she's excited about. So she's been running from place to place, jotting stuff down in her notebook with her little mechanical companion, which right now is a weasel named Blossom, my sweet weasel.
Yeah. That's really good. Yeah. Sweet. Well, I would like you guys to all take an inspiration.
Yay!
Inspiration! Summaries, yes. That is the gist of what happened. You guys are currently on the Swan Boat. Does anyone remember the boat's name? I looked it up. I found it. It's Credence. Beltol had decided to name this swan totem that she had received Credence, and currently, as you guys are in the boat traveling up north of the river, well, it's more of a channel than a river, really. But Beltol has been kind of climbed up on the top of Credence, and they've been navigating you up towards the city, and you made good speed after you had surpassed the sirens that you had found earlier in your travels. And it's at this point, as you go, as the coast grows nearer, that you see that there are several structures that are kind of sprawling across the shoreline of this coast. You see many of them even extend out on tall wooden piers out onto the water itself. And as the waves kind of lap up on these barnacled piles, you see that there's clear channels where boats have sailed in and shored their cargo. There's cranes lifting up what you see are like boxes and nets full of objects and items. You see ladders made of wood and rope kind of hanging over the edges to the decks of these boats, giving them a place to kind of climb up all the way into these tall piers. And Beltol is just at the moment kind of steering you towards one of these piers.
Cool. Yeah, Aurora's just excitedly looking at everything, over the side of the boat, running back and forth, see what's going on, and what these doodads are doing, cranes and stuff, just checking stuff out.
Okay. As you kind of move from side to side of Credence, you can see that there are now a good handful of people that have gathered and accumulated on these piers and are kind of looking at you all as you approach in this huge swan.
Aurora's just waving.
Like the rubber duck boat, right?
The
giant rubber duck boat. And Credence finally comes alongside one of the piers, and Beltol puts a feathered hand out to steady herself against the piers of the docks, and as they do this, Beltol turns back to you all and says, do you guys want to climb up, and I'll stay here with Credence for the moment?
Sounds like a good plan. You seem to have the best relationship with the boat, so makes sense to me.
I have some questions for Credence that I want to ask. So I can catch up with you. I don't know where to go from here.
So, if I remember correctly, I think that Whippoorwill is still wild-shaped into a baby swan.
Yes, you are the ugly duckling at the moment.
So, I think he's gonna, hop up somewhere into, Aurora's bag and just sort of, let her carry him because he doesn't feel like shape-shifting back yet, so...
Yeah, she's all about that. She's always happy to have furry friends.
It's adorable. You make some cheep cheep noises.
Mm-hmm.
I
don't know what the baby swan sounds like.
It's actually kind of horrible, but anyway.
Probably.
Inoki's actually going to land not on the pier, but more inland, kind of on the shoreline a little bit, but right where everyone's going to meet up.
Okay. There's actually not a place out here in all of these buildings that meets the shoreline. The buildings themselves are kind of congregated to extend out over the water.
Okay. Is there a dock area that's flat that I could land on that's Because I imagine that the piers come out and that there's like a whole dock area and then there's buildings behind that.
Yeah, so the piers are also the docks. You get the sense that the tide changes so much in this area that they don't keep platforms on the surface level, but there are some different smaller boats. You see some sailboats and fishing vessels, and you could jump onto those.
Yeah, I think more it's looking like Inoki's just looking for a spot that's big enough for Dubano to land.
Okay.
And
There's a pretty good space on one of the piers that you think Tabana will have enough room.
Okay, so they'll land, and Inoki will give Tabano a fond scratch behind the antenna, and then dismiss it, and pick up the little. Yeah, exactly. Pick up the ebony fly, which is about that size.
Oh, snap! Somebody has a mini!
Yeah, and basically he's gonna plant it right about there, and just let it soak into the melon for a little bit. That way it's stored safely.
Okay, sweet. For the podcast, that is a figurine on the mushroom cap.
Mm-hmm.
So are you just relatively? Are you just gonna stay in that area and wait for the gang, or?
I'm gonna kind of make my way to the rest of the group.
Okay, so you walk a little bit down the dock, probably just 15 feet or so, and you see Aurora and Seripides starting to climb the rope ladder up to the pier.
Mm-hmm. Now, how are the people on the docks reacting to this giant mushroom that just landed?
So
Everything's.
I'm glad you asked. So at this moment, as you guys kind of settle in, do your magical tricks of making things appear and disappear, and fantastical creatures and strange races from other lands, you see a large smattering of humans and half-elves that are kind of just milling amongst themselves, kind of whispering. They're just colorfully in many layers. You see a lot of them out here have their trousers rolled up to the knees, and many are even barefoot or just sandaled. And it looks like most of them are just fishermen and merchants and laborers, just kind of stopping what they're doing for the moment and trying to figure out what's going on. And at this moment, you see a medium height human woman, and her head is shaved and she has kind of chiseled features, and she walks up to you all with a powerful stride, and she has a bag slung across one shoulder and a clipboard in the other hand. She says, excuse me, who are you? What is your business here?
I'm Aurora, and I look at the animal in my bag, my little goose, and I forget why we're here exactly, but we're on a mission.
The baby gosling just kind of nods emphatically, clearly understanding what just got said and agreeing, but he stays a goose for now.
Okay.
Who are you?
I am the taskmistress of this region, and I'm here to make sure that all business is tended to on the docks. So if I could just see if you come here to trade. I don't really know what this mission is you're talking about, but if you could elaborate more on that, that would be very helpful.
And she looks at Seripides, just track of the official stuff.
Seripides kind of like pops her back a little bit and takes a step forward and says, "Look, we're here to deliver a message. We're supposed to go to dangerous places, so that's why we have all the swords and stuff."
They're important.
And what about the mushroom? I haven't
Yeah, he's our friend. He's with us.
She kind of takes the pen and steps up to you and holds it out and kind of like gives you a tap. And then
Rude!
Is it alive?
You can't just poke people.
So
Well,
at that point, as soon as she taps, I'm assuming it's like on the cap.
Yeah, just the very edge.
And Nookie does the and just like you could see her just like ugh. It doesn't smell like anything, but it's just a cloud of dust in the air. And Nookie thinks to her, "Yes, I am alive. Please don't do that again."
Wait, so
Sorry.
I just realized something. You're gonna hate me, but it's fine. So Inoki using these spores, emitting this cloud of spore gas in order to communicate to someone else's mind, could be accurately described as a brain fart, right?
Why would I hate you for that? Why would I hate you for that?
I think you meant me.
Yeah.
I meant sort of the collective
Am I
you.
allowed to take away inspiration?
I can't stop you. You're the
no,
DM.
I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that. You know, I like
I would give you an extra one.
Anyway,
she says, "Well,
I'm gonna rename that ability to brain fart.
so how many of you are there then? Because I've got to count these. Like I gotta get the number. So you're delivering a message."
the gosling kind of like puts out a wing and starts trying to like count on its feather tips, like, but it's awkward because like they're stubby and short. And it's like, what?
Like, how many are there total? How many are there that are getting off the boat? How many people have I met in my life? Like,
and she looks physically pained.
Fine
She says,
people.
"Whoever you brought, I gotta get the numbers. It's my job."
we brought Credence. She's a big boat.
I see that. I've never seen something like that. That's pretty weird. Just gonna say it.
And we have Inoki. He's our mushroom friend. And she just sort of like starts rattling people off. Honestly, I don't know how many. We have 6 people right now. Christian is confused. Shiny. Christian doesn't exist.
Okay, so for PCs, there are 4 of you. It's Aurora, not Laura.
No, bad name choice.
Seripides, Whippoorwill, and Inoki. And on the boat, there are Biltol and Sparks.
So there's 7 if you count the boat, and 8 if you count Blossom. Do we have any other little friends that I'm forgetting? And she looks at Inoki and the little duck.
And Inoki names off 100 cousins.
No, the cousins, because they're just mushrooms. They're not mechanics. They don't count.
It's true. At least they don't count to you. Who can say?
Well, Inoki knows that you can't talk to them.
Yeah.
Even if I report spores to everyone, the mushrooms like in the crown that I was given, you guys wouldn't hear them.
It's true.
It's fair. I'd probably be weirded out if I did.
That would be a lot. Just a lot of like chatter and general chat.
Yeah, little peanut gallery, your own peanut gallery.
Yeah.
And they all sound like Laura speaking Canadian.
Oh, how are you now?
Oh God. But yeah, she'll give the information that she's just weird about it, eccentric about it.
Okay. And you see her, you are kind of like looking over what she's writing out of curiosity, and you see her write down 6, and then she circles it, and then she like crosses it out, and then she writes 4, and then she writes like 2 question marks. And she says, well, okay, are you doing any business here? Like, did you bring any goods to trade?
I mean, I don't know that I'm not gonna buy anything, but that's not why we came.
Okay, so you're just not merchants.
No.
Is that okay? All right. Well, that's cool. Welcome to Caribou. Yeah, I'm Pike, the Taskmaster. The Dockmaster's over there. If you're gonna dock your boat, you should probably talk to him. His name's Halt. He's kind of like a short guy, salty hair. And then we've got a pretty good like sheep business. Do a lot of like weaving and stuff. So yeah, that's Caribou. Welcome to Caribou. And she closes her notebook and walks back into the crowd.
Thanks. She yells back to Beltol that if you're gonna park your swan here, apparently you gotta talk to the boat parking people. So you might want to do that.
Beltol looks up at you and gives you a nod and turns back, and you can see that at this point there's some of those smaller rowboats who have kind of like pulled up next to her and are like poking Credence and like lifting the wings, and she's like trying to brush them off.
Yeah, Aurora would be mad about that, and she'd just go back. What is it with you people and poking things? Leave stuff alone. Rude. Just we'll start like poking people that walk by. This is what we do here in this town. We poke people we don't know.
Are we not doing phrasing anymore?
Nothing.
Oh gosh. You see a woman in her 30s. She kind of turns to you, and she has long, kind of dusty blonde hair that's in braids, and there's like flowers interwoven, and she's like, sorry about that. There's just a lot of exuberance in this town, and they're just very curious, so sorry about that. My name's Chantrell.
That's great. But
you cut out for a second there.
Oh.
What was it?
I understand curiosity. I get that, but just walk around poking people. It's weird. But I like your flowers.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. They're just from the local woods, just the edge of the forest. Got a lot of flowers here. Yeah. Is there anything I can help you with? I mean, I love greeting new people. It's always good to see a fresh face.
I don't forget who was navigating for us. Who pointed? Was that Whippoorwill that you pointed the direction we were supposed to go?
He was the first one to sort of figure out where Winterglen is relative to where we started, which is and that's still north.
So Aurora will say, we're on our way to Winterglen. Do you know if there's a fast way to get there?
Yeah, if you go through the town, if you want to get there really fast, there's some stables, and you could probably get some horses from them. But Winterglen really is just like about 2 days travel north of Caribou. I mean, you look pretty capable, but it's not very safe. There's been some problems over in those woods, and we just try to steer people clear of it, just so you know.
Well, we'll make sure to take care of any problems we find.
Oh, okay. That's great. What did you say your name was?
I'm Aurora.
Oh, you're the Aurora.
I mean, I'm an Aurora. I don't know if I'm the Aurora.
Well, we've got some women who they've been talking about you all week. Do you want to come meet them? I think they'd love to see you. I mean, they keep talking about this Aurora. an Eladrin, and it looks like you're an Eladrin.
She kind of looks suspicious, but she'll look over at Inoki and be like, I mean, we can try to meet some people. I don't know why they would know me, though. I'm not from here.
Either. Yeah. They're not from here either. They only got here a little bit ago, but they're helping over in the market district, doing some work. So, send them on. They're good workers. So let me introduce you to them. Your friends can come along too if you want.
And she'll look to Inoki. Do we want to do that, buddy?
Inoki would probably look at you, and just to you, because rapport spores is I can hit everybody, but I can focus it. I would say just to you. Let's go, but let's be careful. I don't
Agreed.
know. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you say have you ever been here before?
No. I mean, I'm not even from this area. I wasn't even from the last one.
Yeah, this is all right. Let's be careful.
Okay. But she'll turn to Chantrell and be like, all right, meet these weirdos that keep talking about me.
Oh, I don't know if I would call them weirdos just right off the bat, but I'll just bring you to them. And I guess we could both find out if they're weirdos. I don't know. I didn't know they didn't know you. That's kind of weird.
It's a good plan.
Yeah. Well, yeah, just follow me. I know so much about the marketplace. You're gonna love it. We have so much to offer. And she kind of takes you by the hand, unless you resist, Aurora, and
she'll link arms with them, or skip. Hell, yeah.
Just kind of skipping along. You see
Make
the
sure my goose
Chantrell
doesn't
has
fall out.
Yeah. Whip's just nestled down in the bag. He's nested in whatever was in the top of your bag, and he's just whistling a little song as everybody skips over to wherever we're going.
I imagine Cerupides isn't into the skipping, though.
No, she is actually stalking rather briskly and decidedly unskippingly behind you.
Mm-hmm.
It makes her feel better. Cerupides
actually stepping down a little bit with every step, just to be as unskip as possible. Making sure her feet never leave the ground.
And I don't think Inoki can skip because Inoki's not very dexy.
Yeah.
As a giant mushroom.
It would be a big floating floppy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would be...
jump, and at the peak of your jump, summon your fly, just to keep you off the ground for half a second, and then unsummon it, and then summon it again.
Oh my gosh.
I actually can only summon Tabano once a day, so I've cooked it.
Well,
Yeah.
ruin my joke then.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Ruin her. But yeah, she'll follow along because she's curious, as usual, about this situation.
Yeah. She's kind of pulling you along, kind of steering you along all of these, what were at first kind of broad piers and boardwalks are now just kind of a series of winding paths and hanging bridges between all of these platforms over the water. And there's people sitting on the edges of them, just kind of looking down at the water below. You see shoppers carrying bundles over their shoulders of what look like linens and robes and cloaks that they had found among the bazaars. And as the light is starting to fade a little bit, it's getting closer towards the end of the day, you see some torches being lit, and they kind of glitter off the surface of the water a little bit. And she takes you to what looks like the largest central building, and it's kind of more like a hut, like a large hut. It's circular in shape. There's probably what looks like 2 floors. You see different levels of windows in the sides of these building, and she kind of pushes aside one of the wooden doors and walks in, and you hear several people murmur greetings to her, and she says, "Welcome to our weaving grounds. This is kind of the center of what we have at Caribou. All of the linens and materials and wool from the countryside get imported here, and we weave them into beautiful tapestries. And those women over there, they're the ones who said that they knew you, and they're working on tapestry right now." And over in the corner of this kind of busy, productive room full of just people kind of quietly talking as they work on projects on cushions and chairs laid around the room, you see 3 women. One's young, one seems to be an adult, maybe that one's mother, and you see an elderly woman. And together they're working on a project, kind of spinning wool and passing it to the next person, who then measures it out for the last person. And the oldest woman, she takes the threads and cuts them, measures them, and lays them out for the tapestry that they're going to weave. And as soon as you enter the room, all 3 of them turn to you and say in chorus, "Aurora, you're here."
Are these women familiar to me?
You get the sense that they are, although you've never seen these faces before.
She'll kind of like, I don't know. She just says, I'm Aurora. Who are you guys?
We're old friends. We're the ones who watch over you. We are from before, from now, and from later.
Well, that's about as confusing as it could be. She looks at Anoki and she kind of shrugs. She's like, why are you watching me? Why do I need to be watched?
You have quite a role in the stories that we'll be telling. And you're interesting, but we haven't seen you in a while. We thought you might be late, but it looks like you were right on time.
I am interesting. Can she do can I do an insight check on these beesies?
Absolutely.
Can Inoki do a perception check? Like, does Inoki recognize them, and is anything different than what they just appear to be?
You can go ahead and roll for it.
Perception?
I had an 8.
Yeah, you can do perception if you're just kind of finding general information.
So that's the 13.
It's a what?
13.
13? Okay. And what was yours, Aurora?
8.
Okay. So, they definitely sound creepy to you, Aurora, and you don't really like it. You think they're not, this is not like a normal interaction you've had.
No.
It doesn't line up with your notes.
Not at all, no.
And
So she kind of keep looking at them suspiciously then, and she's like, well, on time? I mean, I just got this job. What am I late for, or what am I on time for? I barely know what I'm doing here.
Inoki, you think that these are not human women. You think they're a different sort of creature, one not so touched by mortality. And
think
Okay.
Whip is also going to be interested in trying to figure them out, but he's going to be looking from a slightly different perspective. So could I roll religion to see if I can understand anything about them?
Okay, sure. And I think when you're polymorphed, you still keep your mental stats.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can roll with your own.
So that is an 11.
Okay. 11 is enough to kind of jog your memory about tales of a triad of women of different ages who represent kind of like the past, present, future. But those are mostly folk tales, and you can't quite put your finger on what it exactly is. Although it wouldn't be the first time you've heard of something like this, having lived in this region for a while.
Okay. But I think maybe he like doesn't get enough information to have a feeling of like, are these actually the people those stories were about, or are they just kind of playing off those same stories or something? So he's still just like that. Nothing motivates him to really step in at this moment.
As a duckling. Okay.
So when I speak to him mind to mind, I'm speaking to Whip as Whippoorwill, not just as your
right.
mental,
My personality remains, and obviously like he's currently choosing to lean into being a gosling a lot. Like he's being cute and nesting and everything, but he still has his mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can converse.
I would probably say, what do you make of this?
So he'd communicate something back, and just as a reminder for everybody, including the audience, when Whip communicates telepathically, he still doesn't really communicate in like sentences and words the way most other people do, but rather just kind of gives like sense memory and mental pictures and stuff that like I as a human will communicate in language, because that's how my body is limited. So basically, like he's going to be
That's not the only way your body is limited.
That's true, but that's a whole different conversation, and it's very long, and we don't have time.
Don't talk.
So, so the gist of what you would get would be like mental pictures of both like what he imagined when he heard these stories maybe being told over a campfire, or maybe like a picture from a book he read that had an illustration of this like 3 generations of women who were said to be part of, past and present outside of time, or however they're kind of described. And all of those pictures that you would get from him would be just sort of like a little bit fuzzy or blurry, because he's like, and the feeling that comes along with that is like, I kind of remember this, but it's been a while and I don't remember much detail.
It's really interesting. I like that. Have an inspiration, please.
Okay.
At the moment, it's kind of difficult for any of you to like get a sense of really what's going on. But Anoki, you at this point have the most sense of cautioning in that it's not necessarily natural beings. And they turn back to you to respond to your questions, Aurora, and they say, you are here to do what you will do, to sacrifice what you will sacrifice, to lose what you will lose, and gain what you will gain. Oh, but in time, your thread, the oldest woman snips a thread, will be cut short too.
And she'll kind of like scoot closer to Anoki and be like, these are creeping me out.
At this point, Whip jumps out of the bag and jumps down onto the floor, and still as a tiny baby goose who's like this big, just like spreads his little wings out as big as he can make them, and does a full the full swan threat display.
Yeah.
Like it's tiny and it's useless, but he just like hisses at like duck hiss at these women, like yeah.
See, now you made my goose mad.
They all turn their heads as one and look directly at you. They say, you are not what you appear to be either.
He just nods.
Why do you disguise yourself in this form?
He kind of like gestures up and down with one like tiny stubby wing as if to say, "'Cause I can look like this."
Because he is adorable.
Like, isn't this amazing? Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Full on duck face.
Oh man. And they all kind of shake their head. And I say, well, in time you'll all find out what it means to be who you are and what you look like on the outside may not be what is within. Isn't that right, Cerebrides Nowhere? And Cerebrides is just kind of like, I don't have to listen to this. I'm gonna wait outside, but if you need me, I'll just holler and I'll be in. And so she kind of steps over to the door and like leans against the wall.
And now you scared away the pointy one. Why are you guys threatening my threads or whatever? Wait, why are you talking about me and then being all vague and weird? You got some information for me? Are you my friends? Are you creepy? What? Why? And she like look. Is Chanterelle still nearby?
Yeah, Chanterelle is just been kind of talking to the other weavers in the room and just kind of glancing over in your direction, and you notice that she has been kind of one by one kind of trying to like move people away. She's a little bit uncomfortable with what is apparently going on. You think she was not expecting this?
It's just like, this nice lady said you guys were talking about me and wanted to meet me. Were you talking circles about me? Why are you talking about me?
We are talking about you because all of the heavens and the underworld are as well. After all, are you not a lost child of the Fables?
I am a child of Black Oak Ridge. I don't know if I was from the Fae before. That's got nothing to do with who I am now.
It has everything to do with who you will be, though.
I decide who I'm going to be.
As you may, but who you will become, we already know. It's... We can see our future as it is now. You, encased in stone under a mountain of ice and shadow. And... winter turning back to spring. For the first time in a long time. But you, child, you are the ones. It's the topic of debates. It's quite interesting. In fact, entertaining. We haven't had a thread like this in a good long while.
She's just baffled. And she just is kind of at a loss for words. Like, I don't know. If you know my future, why don't you just save us all the vagaries and tell me what's up?
Is that what you want to know?
I do like knowing things.
Everything comes at a cost, child.
I don't have very much money.
Oh, we have no need for money.
Well, you can't have my goose.
I don't believe that is your goose, but indeed.
When one of the women says that or have they all been speaking in unison this whole time? Or are they kind of
have
taking
been,
turns?
Yeah, they've been taking turns for the most part.
Okay.
When they're in unison, I'll let you know. But
Okay.
thank you.
But whichever one of them says, I don't believe that's your goose, Whip like turns around and like runs back to Aurora and like, kind of like half hide, like a kid hiding behind mom, like half hides behind one leg and pokes his head out, sort of like between her feet. He's only like a couple inches taller than ankle high, so it's like,
he's a wee one.
uh-huh.
And oh, go ahead.
I've got my friends here to help me figure out who I am and what my future is going to be. I don't need some creepy old weaver ladies bossing me around, or talking about me, or whatever. She just seems flustered. And she'll like look at Inoki, and kind of like shrug, like, I don't know. They don't seem to be helpful. I don't know what this is.
So Inoki will kneel down, because I assume that these are like older women, so they're
One of them is
smaller.
old, but one is about 40, and another is only about 12 or 14.
Okay.
But yeah, they're not very tall.
Yeah, so Inoki would probably get down on one knee in front of them, understanding that he's not dealing with something that's wholly mortal. And I don't know that I would let Aurora in on the line with them. I would probably say, what do you know of my friend? Is there any danger that can be waylaid? I understand that in the end, all must be collected.
That is
But
true. There are many dangers along the path, and some can be avoided, some cannot, but unfortunately, we, the Dagda, know that discussing these dangers rarely leads to avoiding them. So would that really help you?
So I missed all of that because
Did your face?
Discord lagged out hardcore. It froze for me too.
Same.
Yeah.
I didn't get any audio, but I saw some videos, so I was like, maybe it's not.
Mhm.
So,
Sorry.
let's see.
Quite literally, you slowed time, and then it went, and then it caught up.
And then it caught up in 2 seconds, which
dang.
wasn't
That's
slow
not
enough.
very helpful. It's true. Okay, so let's see. Basically, they're like, we're the Dagda. We've done this thing before. We know that generally it's not very helpful to even know what the dangers are because it hardly ever helps anyone.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, it usually causes more problems. So, but what would telling you even do? What good would it be?
I'm not asking for my dangers. I'm asking, is there anything truly terrible that must be contended with? And even if maybe not telling me what it is, telling me us would be of aid.
Okay. They kind of seem to ponder this for a moment, and then you hear from all three of them, but not from an auditory sound. It's from the mental link you have at the moment. And their voices are loud and they echo together as they say, "The child, as well as you and your friends, will be the savior of the realms, or the bane of the gods. Depends on your actions and your choices, who you make alliances with, and who you turn your backs against. There are many who seek your favor, and many who seek to destroy you, but you do not know. All of this is far too high above you, but we thought we might play with the story a little bit, see what might change. We see every possibility. That is the burden you must carry."
The burden is knowing that there is something out there, and that this one is very important.
Yes, also that all of you are.
Understood.
Numerous souls and numerous left to be collected. It will depend on all of you.
As is always true.
Indeed.
And Inoki will do the bowing of the giant cap, and we'll say, so everyone can hear, "Thank you, sisters."
We are not sisters. And we are not your sisters, at least, but we cannot accept your thanks either.
Understood.
We pity you. But carry on. And they're addressing all of you, kind of taking turns again. And they take a last look at you. I almost said Cal. Whippoorwill. At you, Cal! In your house.
Who's Caltrodon?
Who's Cal?
I don't know.
Who's Amy?
There. And they say, you might find exactly what you're looking for. And with that, they kind of begin to pack up their kits and pick up their baskets and sling their bags across their back and begin walking out to the door. And as they walk across the room to the far door, you see that they're along the sides of the rooms, kind of a way to give you all space. You see that Chanterelle and all of the other weavers have been eerily still, almost frozen in place. And it is now oddly quiet without the clicking and clacking of the Dagda's spinning wheel. And now it's just the sound of them shuffling across the boards to the door.
Yeah, well, leave my threads alone and leave my goose alone. Make these people normal again.
And the youngest, the girl who's about 12, has the most energy of them all. She kind of looks back over her shoulder at you and does a kind of tinkling light laugh and snaps. And as she kind of twirls out the door and around the corner, you see the room begin to move again.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, guys. I don't know those weird ladies. I don't know what the problem with my threads are. I've seen some people, some things in the past, but I don't know. I don't know those ladies. I don't know what the problem with me. We should probably just deliver our message and ignore them.
Whip just kind of nods emphatically.
Pick up Whip and put him back in the little bag spot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Serpides kind of agrees and is like, I want to find somewhere to take a bath.
It's a good plan. Baths are good.
Inoki.
So at this point, Inoki would probably be a little weirded out that Sparks isn't around. As it would be, it has kind of taken onto itself the idea that Sparks is like he was being protected by Inoki
Yeah.
and his little buddy.
Yeah.
So, and I would mention that to the group and say, where are Beltol and Sparks?
Well, Beltol stayed on the ship. I guess I kind of just assumed Sparks was passed out somewhere on the ship too, but I didn't think to check. And she'll look at the goose.
So, shall we go back to the docks to take a look?
Yeah, probably. He's not very good at taking care of himself.
That was a great Seripides, by the way.
Yeah. And she's, yeah, that's probably a good idea. He does seem pretty helpless. And then we can take a bath.
Okay. I guess that works just fine. I guess I'll lead the way. And she kind of strides off in front of you back towards the docks.
Over rapport spores, you hear Whip say, "Follow the pointy one."
Yeah. She leads
But
you
it's actually a memory of him saying it before. It's not him like saying it over the telepathy. It's him like replaying the memory of the last time he said it when he was in his Kenku form.
Well, no, is it the memory of you saying it, or is it the memory of who you heard it from?
It's a little bit of both.
Ooh.
So I think it was originally Aurora was the first one to say it.
Yeah.
So
it's a bastardized version of
it's
your
kind
voice.
of like it all happens really fast, but it's like at one moment you're seeing Aurora saying it, but you're hearing Whip's Kenku voice, and then it flips, and you're hearing Aurora say it while Whip's beak is moving, and it's all weird. It's all jumbled
I
together.
like it. That's creepy.
Yeah. It is weird.
It's kind of an amalgam of every time someone in the party has said it.
Nice.
Yeah, I like that effect. Like, especially with rapport spores, because it'll be a little bit of
Yeah, interesting.
So yeah, she'll follow in line behind the Seripides and head back to the boat with her.
The path back is a little bit weaving, but Seripides seems to have gotten a good grasp of this town and how everything connects, and she brings you back to the pier without a problem. And as you guys kind of approach and make your way to where the crowds kind of clear up a little bit and there's less cargo moving back and forth and you can see all the ships, you don't see the head of Credence. You don't see Beltol upon it.
We just don't see its head? Or...
Well, yeah, you just see the body. Just the bodies.
It's been decapitated. It's just the husk of the bone. Just floating in the harbor.
Gosh.
With a bloody stump.
No, that's not what happened. That's not what happened.
No.
Let me paint you a better word picture.
Sorry.
So where you see like the sails of the boats and and the hulls of them are kind of harder to see from so many of them being clustered. You see, you expect that you would see Credence's head kind of peering about around them, but Credence so far is nowhere to be seen. At least not on the pier you left.
Right, if we actually get up to where we disembarked, like the boat is clearly not there.
Nope. You see a brilliant sunset.
Credence, clear water.
Yeah, there's just clear water, no Credence.
And she'll look down at Whip and be like, "Where's your mama? What happened?"
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, she thinks he has goose senses or something, or swan senses. I don't know.
Seripides, like, do you think she just, like, shrunk it down like Inoki does?
Yeah. It was a weird little figurine, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So she'll look around. Could she do like a perception check to see if she's like Spark's pointy hair or
Yeah,
another
absolutely.
weird kimmy or anything?
Another.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, another. I rolled a 1, so.
No.
I'm gonna take a look too.
In fact,
you want-
it's like you saw the seagulls and they're just taking up all of your mind right
Yeah, I
now.
get distracted.
There's no other birds.
Yeah.
So I think Whip has finally been forced to relinquish his Gosling form because he can't cast spells in that shape.
Yeah, in that form.
And
It's
he's
true.
going to hop down out of the bag and make sure, like, go to somewhere where he clearly has enough room to assume his normal form and returns to his Kenku body. And he looks out on the water and like kind of holds out a clawed hand, and some like the wind picks up behind him and just kind of pushes in that direction, and he casts the spell locate animals or plants.
Okay.
And he's going to try to locate Credence.
Okay.
The ship or the
Well,
Credence is
yeah,
the
the
ship.
ship, because game mechanics side of things, like whether or not it qualifies as an animal is kind of up to the DM. But he's used this spell to locate a creature before, a animal creature. So he's hoping it'll work.
Yeah.
And
Okay, so how does that spell work?
you learn the direction and distance to the closest creature or plant of that kind within 5 miles, if any are present.
Okay. And it is an object or animal?
Beast or plant.
Beast or plant. Okay, plant or animal.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
Right. So
Okay.
I would kind of feel like if Credence is still in boat form, maybe it counts because it's a swan. It's like a beast ship. But if it's been returned to the token, maybe like it would be the same as if saying like, well, there isn't one within 5 miles of here. But he
Yeah.
might not be able to tell the difference
Okay.
between it's out of range or it's back in token form.
Yeah. So you cast this, and it kind of, the way that it kind of works is when you cast this, it kind of sends out like a little ping, basically.
Mhm.
Just kind of like ding, it spreads across, yeah, whoosh.
Right.
And you feel kind of like faint hums from your friends who also have feather tokens.
Okay.
And one that is rather distant and is just kind of barely there before it kind of like blinks out.
And does it feel like it has just gotten out of range?
Yeah.
Okay. So then I guess he would communicate this to the rest of the group by using rapport spores to just relay that sensation onto them, of this feeling of like, well, here are the pinpoints for our feather tokens. And then I guess it would kind of maybe almost feel like two, because Sparks would have his feather token.
Yeah,
and then there's
that's
the
true.
boat, which is probably stronger. And then it just kind of it just crossed the 5 mile mark.
Yeah.
I don't know. They left us here? Aurora looks upset. Why do people keep leaving us?
And Serpity says, people just leave. Can't trust nobody but yourself. And me.
Jeez.
People don't just leave me willy-nilly.
Well, it looks like they just did.
She's very upset.
Whip, in one of the rare cases where he perfectly mimics another person's voice rather than doing his like raven voice, mimics Aurora and says, "Rude."
Yeah, exactly.
Serpent's like, look, maybe Sparks finally died, and she's just off to like do her burial thing. I don't know. Maybe she'll be back.
He's leaking from all the wrong places.
He is leaking from all the wrong places. Thank you.
And Noki would reply to that and say, "No, I am supposed to collect him."
Well, weren't you guys both kind of doing that thing? Like, you're both kind of about the death stuff?
It was not his time to be collected.
Okay, I guess you know better than me.
I mean, would they just leave? Just leave us here? She just looks baffled. She doesn't understand. She's never been abandoned before. She's just like, why? I mean, even if he died, which is so sad, wouldn't they come tell us?
Well, I don't know. Look, they're always kind of quiet. You can never trust the quiet ones. So, talking about like grave stuff all the time.
It's true.
Yeah, maybe we should just go back to the forest. But wait, no, we talked about a bath. If they're not here,
Yeah.
I want my bath.
And to you, like everyone standing there, Inoki would point at the water.
And she looks at you and goes, no, we're going to a real bath. And she kind of starts marching off again, back into the city, just kind of like stopping to ask people like, is there somewhere to get a bath around here? And they're like, yeah, further into the town, you have to get onto the shoreline, there's a bathhouse there, and the hot bathhouse and everything. And she's like, cool, good. And continues on. And that is where we're going to pause and take a break.
Pause.
Thank you, everybody. We'll return to the action very soon. Oh, whoops. That's not the right one. Nope.
She just ended all of us.
We are
TPK.
dead.
No. Not that.
Ugh.
Ah!
Welcome back.
Whoa, sorry.
Thought you left us.
No. We guys are on stream.
Okay, cool.
So, oh, guys, we're back. I'm trying to find, where's the video? Okay. We're back. This is
Sorry for the scare just now.
This is the stream today. Oh boy. Okay. We have returned from our break.
It's going to be
Shiny,
tradition
you've
for
got
us to
a
be
few-
talking when we come back.
I don't know how else. My internet's just so slow when I'm doing this. There's like, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll try to let you know that we're going back live, and then everyone's like, okay, and then like everyone keeps
I
talking.
guess we're live.
Uh-huh.
I hear nothing.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay. We made it back.
We didn't say anything that bad this time.
This-
Yeah.
What was the one that I was doing the last time?
No.
Let's not remember.
No.
Let's not remember.
Yeah. Psst. Bad. I've been spending
Yes,
too much.
Mom.
Yeah, spending too much time around cats. So, when we left off before our break, you guys were running back to a. I have to burp. Sorry.
Do it. Do it.
I think I swallowed it. I think you guys are running back to.
That's what the last one. Now to do that.
It's gonna come back somewhere. I don't know. It's just gonna explode. So just
let
be
it go.
prepared. It could happen. This is the worst thing of my life. So you guys are going back to some hot springs.
It's totally fine.
Someone look at
So
me.
you have a belch somewhere in your past, present, or future.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, most people
That's
don't know
deep.
this, but I do have a belch somewhere in my past, present. Yeah. So. should we
Probably
just-
all three.
Yeah. Leap in chat. We can see you.
I know, that was confusing. Yeah, I would
Hopefully
think
they
that
can hear.
Cerebrides, when she started to walk away, Aurora wouldn't have followed right away, but I mean, she would have tried to catch up, but she'd try to ask or try to see if Pike is anywhere nearby. Since she seemed to be keeping track of boats and stuff, she might try to talk to them on their way to bath time.
Okay.
I don't know if
So-
they can hear us. Leap says they could for a minute.
I don't know if it's just a delay.
I could hear this stream when I
okay.
muted it.
Okay.
Mine's muted, yeah.
Thank you, Pudge TV. Sweet. Yeah, all the delays, man. It's hard to tell, but thank you, chat, for always letting us know if I forgot to unmute us. Definitely has happened before, historically speaking. But, let's see. Aurora, as you look around the docks for people to talk to and see if you see any of those familiar faces, you don't see Pike, but you do see this short, stocky human guy, maybe the faintest bit of half-elf, and just slightly pointed ear tips. You get a kind of spark of recognition. You think that this might be Holt, the dock master that Pike had mentioned earlier.
Oh, okay. So yeah, she probably tried to go running over to him and be like, boat guy, did our boat leave? The big swan?
You're with the big swan. No, in fact, as we were trying to get the paperwork done to get the the boat moored and everything, and trying to find the registration for this boat, it kind of shrunk and disappeared, and the bird thing and the little one kind of walked off. So, I don't know. It wasn't really my problem after that.
Weird. She just still looks upset. Yeah, I mean, swans are kind of hard to register. She just kind of like wanders away. Oh no.
Whoa, are you okay?
Yes, the thing that covers the light from my face. So,
Oh,
um,
okay.
yeah, Uh, she just looks confused. She'll try to catch up with Seripides, the rest of the group, and find bath time. She'll be like, apparently they shrank. They didn't boat away. I don't know why they left.
As you walk off, Halt calls after you. Good luck finding your friend. Sorry. It wasn't a boat. Don't even know.
I mean, I don't know nothing about boats.
It was
I don't.
Still
luck. Yeah. Is this one? Well, thank you. And she'll try to catch up with the pointy one and everybody.
Okay. Whip and Inoki, did you guys go with Serpides or with Aurora?
I would probably have been hanging out with Aurora just for a quick bit, just to see what happened to Sparks.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think Whip would have still been like on the what happened to the boat and the bell toll and the sparks
Yeah.
question.
Okay. Well, can all of you roll me a perception check to see if you can find where your pointy one has run off to?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. I can't.
Dirty 20.
Ooh.
Got a 10.
I'm a big, tall, dopey mushroom that can see over everything.
Yeah, you have
Is
some
it
good range.
what's the time of day right now? Actually,
It is burgeoning dusk.
okay, so I'm not taking disadvantage on that
No,
because it's not direct sunlight.
nope.
Okay.
It's indirect sunlight.
12.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, 12. Alright. So, Inoki, you can see that kind of further down the docks, you'd have to kind of weave between bridges, you can see Seripides' face kind of turn and look back towards you for a moment, and her bright purple hair and her tail kind of streaming behind her as she rounds a corner. And it looks like she's going further inland. You could probably catch up with her.
Okay.
Yeah. So are you gonna take the lead?
I'll wait. I'll kind of take everyone, just tap them on the shoulders, point, and then just start walking.
Okay. It takes her a little bit to try to catch up with her. It's the piers and the bridges are all kind of far more cleared off than they were a little bit ago, but you still see more lights being lit and lanterns being hung outside of shop doors. You see kids chasing each other with ribbons streaming behind them. You see and hear musicians kind of lining up in little areas around the buildings and playing on their lutes and zithers, and you kind of step around these groups of people meandering about and follow the trail of Seripides, and you guys find yourselves outside of a large stone building just on the shores, and its wooden slated roof has steam kind of rising between the cracks, and out a small chimney flute on each side of the building. And there's a sign hanging next to one of the current entrances. It says, "The Caribou Bathhouse."
So Inoki has no idea what this is about.
It's bath time. Oh,
Bath.
yeah, that might not work for you. Do you get wet? Do you like to be wet?
When it rains.
This is wet on purpose and warm.
And it's the tilt of the mushroom cat.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, exactly. And Inoki would probably go in out of curiosity's sake
Okay.
How hot is it in there?
Oh, it's pretty hot, pretty steamy. You see, upon going inside, we'll say you go in through the left doors. There's robes and towels along one wall. You see an attendant just kind of helping people sort their belongings and everything. And you see another entrance further into the chamber, and there's steam coming out of it, and it's warm.
So let me ask you this question. What are the floors made of?
The floors are made of a kind of porous stone.
Okay. Inoki would probably take a couple steps in, and then you would see it shudder, and then be like, no, and then leave.
Not this.
No,
Okay.
because remember how Inoki eats
Yeah.
through the feet. Think of all the lovely. Yeah, there we go. Now it's starting to register.
Gross.
Yeah.
You don't want to become foot fungus.
Ew.
Well, that's the thing, is it's like it's sensory overload because its cousin's talking to me,
Yeah, I
And-
can see that.
but they're like so microscopic, but it's like there's that, and then there's the flavors of all of the other stuff that's in a bathhouse. That is,
Yeah. Like the
Like,
salts and
there's
soaps
salts,
and
there's soaps,
people.
That's not so bad. Like,
People flavor.
let's be clear. If it's organic, it's probably okay. But everything else it's just off-putting.
Mm-hmm.
That's very gross and unexpected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as you turn to leave, Aurora will be like, keep an eye out for Sparks and Beltol. Maybe they went looking for us. They didn't leave us here.
Sure.
They shrunk down, so they might just be trying to find us.
Okay. And
But
no,
I'm gonna take a bath.
have fun. Completely alien concept to like Inoki would literally like and be like put a foot in the
Aliens?
ocean. What?
Oh, that was the weirdest noise.
Inoki
Might have
just
just been
turned
me.
into a modem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa.
That's fine.
There's a weird electronic sound. I'm pretty sure
Maybe.
it's mine now.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to derail, but yeah.
That's okay. But it would probably make its way like across the docks to the water of the actual sea to wash its feet.
Okay.
Okay.
Just because because the sea water there's no soap in it. There's no whatever else people are using to wash off in there.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there's a couple weird things going on that Inoki would just I will come up with a flavor profile to describe it at some point.
Maybe
And I'll
Okay.
tweet-
It could be your
I'll tweet
own
it
tea
out.
brand. We could feature your
Oh.
bathhouse flavored tea.
I'm upset by this.
Uh-huh.
Inoki's bathhouse feet.
Ew.
The look on your face is exactly right.
I'm gonna choose an ability score increase instead of that.
Ah, exactly. I think that's a punspiration for both of you, boys. This is disgusting. Why am I encouraging this? Wait, what am I doing?
You're rewarding them.
I know, I gotta stop this.
You're reinforcing this behavior.
That's because it's entertaining. Why
It
wouldn't you
is. It's
reinforce
great.
it? If you think about it, it makes sense.
Yeah, which is why I want to stop
Makes-
thinking about it now.
Sense.
So Aurora, I imagine Cerebrides walks with a purpose to wherever they're going.
Yeah. She
Mhm.
Catch up with them.
Yeah, definitely. She kind of like puts her belongings in a pile in the corner and like looks at the attendant, and she's like, "If you touch any of this, I'll kill you." And then she goes into the bathhouse.
Touch it all.
So, Whip has a similar, like, moment of, oh, this isn't going to be great, that Inoki did, in a very different way. Because he walks into this, like, hot, humid building, and immediately just, like, poof, like, the humidity ruffles and poofs all of his feathers.
Oh
And he's just, like, it's awful. And in the span of, like, 10 seconds, it's like a Van de Graaff generator, just, like, everything.
Is it gradual or is it instantaneous?
It's gradual but fast. So it's not like the snap of a fingers, but it just like in the span of 15 seconds he goes from like bird to bird orb. And he just like go ahead. What?
I was hoping it was gonna be cartoon-like, where all of a sudden it's just like bird.
I mean, if someone wasn't watching and turned around, it would be like it happened instantly.
Yeah.
And he just starts going, oh jeez, and he kind of like looks around, confused and worried, and like, how am I gonna handle this for a good minute or two, and then like the light bulb comes on, and he does the best smile a creature with a beak for a mouth can do, and then he wild shapes into an otter and scampers into the water.
Awesome.
Aurora is pleased by this.
We're all pleased by this.
Yeah.
So as the three of you and not Inoki kind of go into the bathhouse and kind of set your belongings down and bring your towels in and walk into the actual chamber, it is just so entirely full of steam. You can barely see anything. Just maybe a foot and a half in front of you. It's swirling mist and the smells of light sulfur and floral oils, and you can see where the stone kind of smooths out and descends into the actual hot springs chamber, like the basin of the hot spring. And you can hear some like quietly murmuring voices. It sounds like there are other people who have come into this large room to kind of relax after a day of work.
I think when Aurora loses sight of Cerebrides, she just automatically start yelling, Cerebrides, pointy one! Cerebrides!
I'm right here. I'm right here.
Oh,
We're in the same room.
jeez. People keep disappearing.
I'm not going to disappear right now.
She'll just stay real close to Cerebrides.
And Cerebrides kind of like sinks further into the water. It's like blows some bubbles. It's like.
But yeah, Aurora's also into bath time, so she's definitely okay with this situation, but she doesn't want her friends to be too far away. It's getting real quick on some abandonment issues all at once.
Yeah, you guys are kind of like relaxing and you're making small talk. Cerebrides is not. There's an otter splashing around.
Yeah. And Whip is like chirping, like whenever there's an appropriate, like an obvious like way to give a yes or no response to whatever random small talk that Aurora is doing, he just kind of pretty quickly turns it into like one chirp for yes and two chirps for no, and
that's funny.
that sort of thing. And so he's gonna stay in his otter form, but he's like paying attention to what is probably a constant stream of talking about something coming from Aurora, or is she actually being okay?
Aurora's talking a lot.
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
So he's being an active listener, but he's not responding with words because he can't right now.
Yeah, I figure nobody's responding with words, really. I mean, Aurora's probably just stream of consciousness.
Aurora's not indicating in any way that she's expecting a response.
Yeah.
Just a lot has happened, and she needs to talk about.
Right.
So
She's just
what are
an
some of the
external
things?
processor.
Yeah. What are some of the things that would be Aurora's stream of consciousness for an inspiration?
So she's probably sitting in a little bath, and just going over the last couple days. I mean, she didn't leave Black Oak Ridge that long ago, and she goes on her first adventure and she meets all these new friends, and then one by one they keep disappearing, and I don't know what it is I'm doing wrong and why they don't want to be, but people keep leaving, and I just hope that you guys stay here and keep staying friends with me. And I don't really know what our mission is, but I'm just really glad that you guys and get to hang out with me and get me to help learn new stuff. She's just talking.
Whenever it veers back toward that, like, I don't know why people keep leaving. I imagine this kind of goes in circles every like 5 minutes or something. It's just like saying the same few things in different words.
Yeah.
And
It
going
comes back to people leaving.
Right.
Yeah.
So whenever it comes
Yeah.
back to that, Whip does the thing otters do where they swim on their backs, and he just kind of like swims himself over, and he like gets closer, and just like like she's sitting in the water and he's just floating like here.
Yeah.
And
she
then
gives strict-
eventually, as she starts getting onto like lighter or gentler topics, he'll start swimming around and exploring a little
Float
bit,
back.
and then he just comes back in. Every time it gets more toward that sort of like, I hope you guys don't leave too.
Yeah. It's always like, you guys are so cool and you all do such weird stuff and it's super interesting, but I have so much to learn from you still, and I hope that you don't leave. That lady with the cool drum was gonna learn all kinds of stuff from her, and now she's gone. And
Serpentine just like,
so yeah, she's just talking about everything that's happened over the last couple days over and over.
I imagine that it's buds.
Oh, you're cutting out quite a bit there.
No, yeah. I said I imagine that Seripides has some sort of magical earbuds that she's just like,
Just jamming.
Noise canceling headphones.
She's just
doing that.
When Aurora looks over, Serpentine is like actually under the water. It's like,
She's like, I don't know how they do that. It's pretty warm in here. I don't know that I want to put my head in that water. Just talking to, I almost said Wensley. Just talking to Whip.
You're an otter.
Otter Whip.
I'm really blurring the lines here, aren't I?
what character are you today?
But yeah, whenever
Oh,
Seripides disappears, she redirects the conversation to Ed.
awesome. Please do take an inspiration, Aurora. And I would like all of you players to make perception checks.
Okie dokie. Now that, I think I need to use the otter stats for...
Perception?
Or that's,
Isn't it?
oh yeah, it's wisdom, so I can use my regular stuff.
17.
4 dice.
Well, 9.
9.
I got
Okay.
plus 5 perception, but I rolled a 4.
I have a 9 total.
Okay, so you both got 9s, and then Anoki, you got a 14?
17.
17. I don't know how I got that one wrong. Thank you. Okay.
It's a 14 on the dice. That's the funny part.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I had no way of knowing that either.
No, it's okay. You're a witch. We understand.
You weren't supposed to tell people my secrets, so.
Well, now the whole
sun
internet
keeps
knows, so it's too
lowering
late.
and
You
blinding
just
me. One
told.
sec.
Anyway.
Sorry.
Yeah, so Aurora's
She's,
probably...
I screwed up, guys. She left.
You scared her away.
I had to go do
She went
witch
to
stuff.
hide her phylactery somewhere
Yeah,
else.
no, see this like laser beam?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The seasons have changed, and it is ridiculous.
I know. I've got my KDA poster up, hiding the sun from me.
That's smart. I need like a curtain. Okay,
I've
anyway,
got blackout curtains in here, and they rock.
It's a good plan.
for consistent
Just-
lighting.
It's just 9:30 here, so it's dark.
What's
Yeah.
that too?
Cheater.
I know. How dare you guys have the darkness? Okay, so back to the Dungeons and Dragons. You three. Wait, actually, I need to roll for.
I was going to say,
Ceripedes.
I'm going to see something different than they are.
No. Okay, so Ceripedes, Aurora, and Winsley. Gosh, you guys.
Sorry.
I have such a hard time with this name tonight.
See, I was worried about me getting confused when I made the decision, and I haven't yet.
You will. It's still early. Okay, so you three in the bathhouse. You still kind of hear like murmured conversations around you, but you generally ignore them. At one point, you see Serpide stop hiding under the water, and she just kind of like leans back against the wall of the bath and just has her eyes closed and just being quiet. And she seems to just be listening to everything. And Inoki, outside of the bathhouse, you are watching as the night sky kind of darkens further, or the dusky sky. It deepens to kind of a periwinkle and navy, and you see the first stars kind of peeking out between clouds that kind of blow past. You smell all sorts of different foods through your pores, being cooked in different areas of the town, and you hear more music being played and more liveliness in the air, a different kind of energy than the hustle and bustle of the daytime. And as it gets darker and the only source of light is coming from these flickering torches and lanterns dispersed among all of the bridges, you are just kind of watching, keeping an eye out, looking for your companions who are certainly missing, and you take note that it's not all the figures you see seem to be just the humans and half-elves that you've seen so far. You see some shapes moving in the water below. You see sometimes out of the corner of your field of vision that there is some kind of like shapes that you think are there, but when you turn to look, they're gone. And it's you're not quite sure if it's mere sensory overload or if there's something weird happening here.
There's, like, the shapes that I've seen, are they dark or are they light? Is it like shadows in the darkness, or is it like...
It's like if you take yeah, how do I put this? If you just see the field of vision like something blurring, like maybe a curtain is moving, but then there's no curtain there. Maybe you see like a tree swaying, but you look and there's no tree there. It's just kind of like normal things that you would see, but they seem to catch your attention just for a moment, and then upon closer inspection, there's really nothing there at all.
Are there any torches around me?
Yeah, there's a couple just sitting in a couple lanterns hanging outside of the bathhouse. You see a lamplighter kind of going along and lighting torches on the bridges, and kind of passes by the island you're on, moves to another pier.
Okay. And I mean, I do have dark vision, so I mean, I don't know if that helps at all with me seeing any of these things better, or if it's just...
Most of these things you're kind of seeing in the distance, so you do see them better than someone without it would, but it's still kind of outside of the range of things that you see more clearly.
Okay. What would... Inoki would probably go and investigate at least one of these things.
Okay.
Like, just because it's curious to him what's going on.
Okay. Do you want to go towards the buildings further inland or back out over the water?
I think Inoki would go inland, but I think the first thing it would do would be it would pop a wild shape
Okay.
and become a cranium rat. One single
Okay.
cranium rat. And just scurry on in toward what it was perceiving before.
Okay. So, does a cranium rat have dark vision?
Don't I keep my senses?
I think you keep your. I guess you keep your special senses. I actually am foggy on that rule. I'll say yes because I don't recall.
Rules as written, your game statistics are replaced by the statistics of the beast, but you retain your alignment, personality, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma.
Okay, so it's not the special, right? Because then you would have like magic and stuff technically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or your resistances, but your animal would have different resistances. Okay, so
I go from 120 feet of dark vision to 30 feet of dark vision. But I also gain 30 feet of telepathy.
okay. Okay.
So what do I hear?
Give me the number range of the first one, not telepathy.
Dark vision is 30 feet,
Okay.
and telepathy is 30 feet.
Okay. Interesting. So, as you kind of move along, with your telepathy, you can kind of hear just kind of the murmurs. It's like you have a bunch of different radio channels you can listen in on, but you don't necessarily tune into them unless you want to. And so you can hear kind of the thoughts of people talking in the bathhouse. You can hear Aurora's kind of monologue, and you can hear Cerebrides making plans, and you hear that she's listening in on a couple conversations by others in the bathhouse. But as you move away from it and head further inland, you kind of move towards where one of these like wavering shapes was, and you pause for a moment and just kind of like try to get your bearings of the land, and you realize that you see kind of like a faint glow, and it's a faintly glowing light that moves along, just kind of floating. Also, Shiny, your keyboard is kind of loud.
Sorry. I thought I muted it.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Thank you for muting it. Yeah, so you see like a faintly glowing, vaguely orb-shaped thing. Not very bright, but just kind of there, and it is floating past one of the buildings and turns around the corner.
Do I recognize what it is? It's just an orb, or is it?
Give me a history check. Sorry, you cut out both.
18.
18, okay.
Most of that cut out.
Yeah. 18. That's pretty good. So, you've probably seen things like this coming from all the weird and dank and squicky places under the earth you've traversed. And you think that this is a will-o-wisp. Like a very small one.
I might actually reach out to it with a telepathy and just say, "Hey, what's going on? What brings you here?"
What languages do you do you just speak telepathically as a cranium rat?
believe it. So languages that I know, I gotta look at that.
Okay.
Just in languages. So languages I know are Abyssal, Druidic, and Primordial. But
Okay.
I think telepathy, mind and understand it, kind of like with the rapport spores.
Okay. I would say it will let you understand it, but telepathy in itself isn't a communication method.
Okay.
At least for now.
So I would so then I'll reword it to I would do I would reach out inquisitively. No threat, just like like the equivalent to
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. You see it kind of pause and does like the little legends that are like like what? And it
Does it actually make any sounds?
it makes a faint tinkling sound.
Listen.
Listen.
Hey, listen.
Got it.
And it kind of floats back towards you, and it appears curious. It's not very close to you. It's probably still about 25 feet away, but it's just kind of waiting and seeing what this creature is.
So at this point, I would probably turn back into the Myconid, but like not full height standing Myconid.
Okay.
It would be like Inoki would be kind of cross-legged samurai style, like
Ooh.
yeah, with the cap down and bring it up slowly, and
Classic.
just a very gentle for the rapport spores, just to reach out to it and say, hello, friend.
Okay. Can I flavor your wild shape even more?
Absolutely. Well, now I'm back in normal form.
Yes. So I would like to say when you are undoing your wild shape, it's like the body of the creature kind of like falls like a skin suit, and then your mushroom grows out of it.
No, it's even worse than that. So have you ever...
I love it when sentences start that way.
Me too.
So you out of the cranium rat. Have you ever seen the videos of the ants that are infected with
Yes.
fungus? It's like that.
I've seen the first 5 seconds of some of them.
And it's like a little stalk that comes out of the cranium rat, and then a little bulb grows out of that, and what happens is it stays small, and the cranium rat just basically gets, like, you see little sprouts come out of it all over the place until it's consumed, and then the main stalk of Inoki grows out to be about like we'll call it like 14, maybe 2 feet in diameter, but it's also his knees are on the ground, and he's just kind of the cap is growing out of the bulb.
Yeah,
real
but it
slowly.
sounds rapidly, actually, because
It would happen quickly, but not so quickly as to scare the wisp.
Okay, so you're intentionally slowing it down for this interaction.
Correct.
Gotcha. Yes. That's
So
horrifying.
at some point, you're the third stage on the cover of an Animorphs book.
Oh
That's
no!
grotesque.
Gross.
It's like rat legs.
Like if R.L. Stein wrote Animorphs.
Let's be clear, the first stage of this is fairly disgusting because it's a probe coming out of the cranium rat with a bulb on the top of it's not.
It's kind of disgusting from soup to nuts there, guy.
Yeah, no. giant fungus.
That's suitably horrifying, so
Fungus
it's
and
perfect. Yeah. Okay, so you send out your rapport spores, and just to remind me, is this something that would require that it is breathed in, or that it just touches a creature?
Spores go around corners, affect only creatures. So these spores can go around corners and affect only creatures with an intelligence of 2 or higher that aren't undead, constructs, or elementals. Affected creatures can communicate telepathically with one another while they are within 30 feet of each other.
Okay.
Doesn't say it has to be breathed in.
Okay. All right. I'll allow it. So as your rapport spores kind of settle in around this ephemeral creature, they continue to fall down, but you hear kind of like a questioning tingle, and it kind of moves and floats slowly towards you, and it's still fairly dim, and it comes in close to you, and you just hear a whisper saying, "What is this?"
I would probably do one of these.
You hold a hand out to it?
Yeah, I would probably put my, like this, but it's like a giant mushroom hand.
Yeah. It moves up to it, and then kind of like floats over your fingers, so the orb kind of encapsulates it for a moment, and it feels cold and tingly, and then it kind of floats back up above. And says, "What is this? I have not talked to one in many years."
One of my kind?
One of any kind.
I imagine most people can't see you.
Many people cannot. Sometimes we just rest in the lanterns now.
That sounds very lonely.
It is a lonely life, but it is what happens when you're far away from home.
Where is home?
The north. But you cannot be there anymore.
Why not?
Well, there are creatures of great brightness and great darkness, and neither would swallow us up, so we had to move.
Are there many like you here?
There are some. What is many?
And so Inoki, to describe many, so like it would say few, and it would have like a patch of like 2 or 3 mushrooms. Some would be like 10, 15, like a whole like a rock covered in moss and mushrooms. Many would be an entire forest floor just of cousins.
Says, well, we're not that many.
And Inoki would say, I am one that I have seen here from my land.
One?
Mm-hmm. And it would be like, Inoki would say, it would show it would kind of show the difference between Inoki and a surface mushroom, where a surface mushroom can't speak to other humanoids, but a myconic can.
It is. So you must be far from your home too. Is there great light and darkness there as well?
Darkness.
Oh, you cut out. Could you say that again?
Inoki would say mostly great darkness.
That's too bad. Well, I think I will just stay here then. Well, thank you for the conversation. I should probably go now.
To where?
To find some food. To find some rest. Are you food?
Some have considered me such. All have regretted it.
That's too bad.
What is food for you?
Life.
I would, at that point, I would take the crown that Deirdre gave me and pluck one of the cousins and look and say to the cousin, not so the wisp couldn't hear, and say, "It is your time." And the cousin would be like, and the cousin would just be,
I gotcha.
and it would just say back, "Understood." And I would hold it out for the wisp.
The wisp says, "Is this food?"
It is alive.
I shall try. And it kind of hovers over this mushroom that you're holding out, and this kind of the tips of your fingers are cold where it makes contact. And the wisp kind of dims and becomes this kind of dark, crackling ball of energy for a moment, and you see the mushroom held in your hand kind of wither and shrivel and crumble into dust.
Mm-hmm. And I would take the rest of the crown and put it back. And I'd say, was that sufficient, friend?
It was good for better moment, but I think I shall go find some more food now.
Understood. Safe journeys.
What are safe journeys? And it floats off when you see it kind of blink out, and you see it blink up and kind of like enter a lantern that glows a little brighter, and then you don't really hear any thoughts from it.
Okay.
Yeah.
No sadness.
You okay there, Shiny?
I'm so upset.
Why?
This is really emotional.
Yeah. That's how upset I get when I eat mushrooms too.
Nah,
You
I'm never gonna look at them
fed
this.
your family to a wisp.
Uh-huh.
I get it. I understand. It's an Inoki thing.
Yeah.
Shiny is weirded out.
Right.
It was that cousin's time.
Mm-hmm.
Don't mind me
That's
over
pretty
here.
good. Yeah, you're good. I'm crying too. Oh, that wisp was so depressed. So, okay. Alright, so did you want to carry on elsewhere? Inoki?
I would probably just kind of sit in the darkness a while, just kind of looking around to see if I could see any more wisps. Or just kind of listening. At this point, I would do a general report force out just to kind of listen to whatever's going on. Not necessarily even like talking to anyone, but just kind of listening to what's going on in people's heads just a little bit. I know report force doesn't actually work like that, but there's a little bit of chatter going on probably.
Okay. I think you
And
can
that only
kind of
goes
peek
for
in.
about, yeah, that's only a 20-foot radius, just so you know.
Okay. Well, you kind of are you just staying still, or are you kind of milling about?
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of stay in the kneeling position, the kneeling samurai pose.
Okay.
And a combination of that plus 120 feet of dark vision. So,
Okay.
you want me to do perception or anything, or?
Sure. Go ahead and do a perception. Just percept.
I percept.
Perceive.
Perceived.
That's my lowest roll of the night with a 9.
Ooh,
9.
okay. Well, what a 9 will get you is you are just kind of like looking about and listening and kind of quieting yourself, and you can see some of these other kind of orbs just in the distance. Some of them move between lanterns. You can kind of like listen in and get the sense that like some of the kids try to keep an eye out and see which ones are floating between which lanterns and kind of watch them, but it's not really out of alarm. It's more of a sense of like intrigue and spooky story. And as you listen, you can hear the occasional person walking by, and they kind of like scratch their nose a little bit, smelling all these spores. It tickles the senses a little bit, and they seem to be just talking amongst themselves about the woods being closed off, and hear that they are concerned about some of the shipments of wool from the nomads to the north and west. Some of them have been delayed, and occasionally you'll like you as in the people would hear tell that it wasn't just the weird weather messing things up, but that people were possibly being intercepted by someone or something. And so that's just kind of the general vibe you're getting as different groups pass by and converse.
Does anyone mention like what it might be that's doing the, or what's going on up there?
You hear a couple different theories. You hear maybe it's bandits, maybe it's wolves, maybe it's the spiders from the forest finding new territory.
Okay.
But no one seems to really agree.
Okay.
Alright. So back to we will change scenes. Back to our bathhouse for the moment. So Aurora and Seripides and Wensleydale, Whippoorwill, you guys have started turning into little prunes, except for our otter friend who is just in his natural environment. And Seripides says, well, I've heard all I need to know, so can we get going? Like, did you guys need to be here longer? Like, how dirty are you?
I'm good. I mean, it's nice and warm and cozy. I wasn't that dirty.
Okay.
Whip is asleep on his back in the water, which is a thing otters can do.
Yes.
And he's like it's warm and cozy, and he's just kind of.
How long have you been asleep? Is that a short rest?
Yes. All of you in the bathhouse will have a short rest from this. Expend hit dice if you need to, but you will also get 5 temporary hit points.
Ooh.
Nice.
I think that over the process of the short rest, Aurora also be changing seasons to winter.
Ooh.
So as she starts to be upset about people leaving her and everything, she'll every once in a while get a little teary-eyed, and when she does actively cry, it's more like snowflake on her face. But she does slowly change to her winter season, where she's a bit more blue and white and sad. She doesn't like that everybody keeps leaving. So over the course of that time, she'd be slowly changing.
If you cry, whoa, sorry, just hit puberty. If you cry yourself into, cry yourself into they immediately kind of melt from the steam and evaporate. So, whereas before it's just steam around you, now you're kind of letting off steam because your body temperature is now lower. It's literally blowing off steam.
Literally, yeah, exactly. But yeah.
So if they are getting ready to leave the bathhouse, then Whip is going to relinquish his wild shape and return to his Kenku form, but rather than simply accept being a mess in this hot, humid bathhouse, he's going to use the cantrip Shape Water to take basically just like push the humidity out of range of his body, just by like a couple inches.
Okay.
So like as he's walking around, there's just this sort of aura where the air is dry.
Oh, that's cool.
But,
I like that.
But like
So he's not
the
so fluffy.
max volume of Shape Water is a 5-foot cube, so it's like
It's just air around
it's basically like a small, it's mostly shaped like him, but just a few inches bigger in every dimension.
Yeah, I can work with that. That sounds good.
Yeah.
A 5-foot
it's like
cube is a lot of water.
Yeah. Yeah.
It really
Yeah.
can be, yeah.
Yeah, depending
Right.
on how tall you are, though. But
Yeah,
really,
if
like,
the
it
volume
doesn't-
of the water is 5
feet.
cubic feet, that's
Yeah.
a lot of
A
water.
lot of water.
If
Yeah.
it's controlling the water that's in a 5-foot cubic area, that might not be as much.
Yeah,
depending on-
I like the idea of doing the volume amount. I think that sounds way cooler. Yeah, so
Yeah,
you're just
then
like
like,
water bending
like,
off of you.
Yeah, like one cast of the spell would be enough to sort of move the humidity of water just like
Yeah.
out of his range in order to get out of the bathhouse and into dry air as
Yeah.
opposed to onto dry land.
Okay, that's good.
And I imagine during that time, Blossom would probably be outside Miami to get all wet. So they'd probably just be sitting outside too.
Okay. Seripides will be the last one to leave, and if you try to have her, she's like, "Go on. I'll be out there. It's nobody gets to see me."
Okay, that's okay. Everybody's shy sometimes. And Aurora will get up and leave too.
Okay, so you go back out. All of your stuff appears to be there still. It was not handled, and the attendant looks very attentive to the area of the room where all of your group belongings are. Yeah, no, it's still there. But you can roll a perception check if you doubt it.
I don't think Aurora would care. I mean, it's really might change, but Aurora wouldn't think to.
Okay.
Oh, your money's gone.
Yeah, everything's gone. You just have a towel.
Aurora didn't have much, so if she has to walk out naked, so be it.
Well, not at this point.
Okay.
And you don't have to. That is how it goes. So.
Whip had all of his stuff on him when he wild shaped, so he doesn't have to worry about it.
That's
Just
true.
stayed with him.
Yeah,
One of the
that's
many-
true. Watch ship's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, eventually, Serpide rejoins you all back outside, and she kind of like flicks off some more droplets off of her hair, and she's like, "Well, it's dark, kid. I don't know. You guys hungry? I can make a fire. Pretty good at making fires."
Yeah.
Whip
I mean,
respectfully
we haven't
says
eaten in a
nothing.
while.
Whip says what?
He respectfully says nothing when Serpides says that she's good at making fires.
Okay. And Inoki, you can see from your vantage that they have emerged from the bathhouse.
Okay. And Inoki would probably make its way over there to just kind of see how everyone is, noticing that they all look they're all wet and not understanding really the whole idea of the bathhouse, other than it tasted horrible.
Well, I think when we meet up with him again, Aurora might try more. I feel better. It's just relaxing to be nice and warm and to be in the water. I know it might not be the same for you, I don't really know how it works.
Like would kick horse pours out, and would not even use words. It would impart the flavor of the bathhouse floor.
Yeah, that's gross.
Don't want pass. That's horrible. I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to be in there. Hard no.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
I understand. Yeah, I don't blame you, buddy. Thankfully, I don't have that strong a senses. Now I'm kind of creeped out. I don't know if I want to go take more baths.
Oh no, gonna have just a stinky party now.
I'm never bathing again. But when Aurora does come out, she's like, I don't have a picture of. Oh, like you made her when she's blue. Kind of lighter skin, blue hair.
Yeah.
She's in her
She's got a little bit paler. I was gonna say we got the gift somewhere.
Yeah.
I do. I could try to pull it up. Why don't you guys tell me what you guys are wanting to do at the moment?
Are we looking for food? Are we looking for a place to stay?
Are you guys telling me?
I think when Aurora comes out, she'd ask first if Inoki saw Barks or Barks or Beltol or anybody. Or
and Inoki would just shake its head, and they've never heard from for this entire time. If we may meet them again soon, or not.
I hope so.
Yeah.
That's great.
And the other thing that Inoki would notice that you went in spring and came out winter.
That came out big, but there we go.
Yeah, I actually don't even have the thing open.
Like,
just
reopening the stream so I can see it.
Yeah, I turned mine off because it was helping to make my internet connection better.
Yeah.
Oh, that's smart.
So yeah, she comes out looking a bit depressed. It was good to have some time to relax about things that are bothering her. But the more she talks about it, the more she realizes it's bothering her, and she does come out with her winter season. She's not constantly mopey, but yeah, you would notice the difference for sure.
And Inoki would probably reach out and just put a hand on your shoulder, a big mushroomy hand, and just like transfer like the feelings of you're not losing me.
I appreciate it. And she gives you a hug around your mushroomy body.
His big birch bark
spongy
trunk.
bod.
Yeah.
And you squeeze and you can't quite reach, and then the body moves, and then you can reach.
That's cute.
That's pretty satisfying.
It's like a stress ball.
I mean, if we don't know where our friends went, then we probably do need to eat and sleep and I guess move on with our mission. I mean, Seripides doesn't seem to think they're coming back, and I don't know them that well.
Well, I'm still sticking with the theory that Sparks died, and now BT's just gonna go do that thing, and they'll come back when they're done. Right?
I hope so. But we should find some stuff.
So
Yeah, I agree.
I imagine that Whip keeps a like an herb pouch of some kind on his person at all times. So he's been like rifling through that as the rest of this has been going on, and he pulls out a dried like flower bud of some kind and
Okay.
uses druidcraft to make it bloom
Ooh.
and puts it in Aurora's hair. And then exactly. And then he opens his beak and Njord's voice comes out and says, "Beer first."
Yes! That's a good idea. She just seems slightly happier now.
Awesome. So, as you guys kind of take a moment and try to figure out where such drinks could be acquired, you kind of listen to where the sounds of the music are strongest and follow your nose a little bit and ask a couple of the village folk. And you hear that you have kind of a few different options. There's kind of the more bawdy shanty singing bars where most of the sailors tend to patronize. You hear that there's a kind of quiet, nice bar that's much nearer to the bathhouse, where more of the refined merchants tend to stop by if they're not looking for too exciting of an evening. And then there's 2 or 3 places that are somewhere in between. Some may even have their own minstrels kind of hanging around there and telling their tales and bringing their tunes to share. So what are you guys looking for?
I have to imagine that for a moment all heads turn towards Ripity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's just the decision maker.
Where do we go? I mean, I don't know this place very well, and I've not been to any bars or inns or anything. Is there
Well,
something that you would recommend?
I do feel pretty refreshed. I could do a bar fight or 2. Want to go down to the docks?
She kind of looks to Whippoorwill and Inoki.
Whip
I love that
shrug.
your flower just keeps falling out. It's very
I
funny.
dropped one already. Won't stay.
Inoki would simply have the sound of, I have no idea what any of that is.
Mm-hmm.
Music sounds great. I would love some music.
Follow the pointy one.
Yeah, we should probably just follow the pointy one. Why don't you tell us
Well,
what it is?
you can do music and fighting or just music. So, I don't know.
I mean, if you want to get in a fight and I want
Oh,
the best combination.
you cut out there.
If you want to get in a fight and I want to listen to music, I think that sounds like the best combination. If
Well,
somebody fights us, I can handle
Fighting
it.
and music.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good to me. So why don't we just?
And Inoki would be, I know what fighting is. So everybody know what it is. Let's do it.
You know, we
Yes, I know some
we
of
got
those
to
words.
blow off some steam, but Inoki didn't. So why don't we just head there and just kind of warm up our muscles before a good night's sleep? I think that's a great plan.
Okay.
Good plan.
Yeah, no one wants a steamed mushroom.
No, I know. I was thinking how to make that a joke all night, and I couldn't figure it out.
But I dodged that bullet.
Mm-hmm.
You did
Fair.
to the very end. Yeah, it's true.
Only because Alora is not here.
I know.
She'd think of something that
She's,
we're missing for
she's
sure.
gonna be like, Mikhail, what are you doing to my character?
Think of this.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
It's okay. I'll save this for table talk. So,
Yeah.
you guys make
I
your
think
way.
music and fighting.
Yeah. You make your way down to wherever has the biggest reputation for both glorious music and glorious brawls. and you are directed nearby the docks, still on the buildings on stilts, but no longer on the mainland. And as you kind of walk along this dock towards where this fairly substantial building is, you can see lights inside flicker as people move past the windows. You see the sign just swing softly in the light, and the lanterns hanging from the sides of the building kind of sway gently. And you hear the noise from inside kind of build, and you hear some yelling, and all of a sudden, as you guys approach, the window is shattered as something is thrown through, and you see that laying on the ground right there is this kind of like grizzled looking, scarred, suntanned old sailor woman, and she kind of just like lays there in the shattered glass and picks herself up on her elbows, brushes off some of the glass, and hollers back, "You'll never win! I lost the battle, but I'll win the war! I'll come back, and you better watch yourselves." And the crowd inside the room just jeers at her and laughs, and you see some people kind of come up and bring like a blanket, and they start tacking it over this now shattered window frame and pane area. And the door now swings open as a couple of patrons exit, kind of drunkenly, their feet kind of sticking to the ground a little bit, their bare feet. And as they stumble past, you look inside and you see the face of Pike, the task mistress that you had met upon arriving in Caribou, and she's just kind of like brushing some dust off of her and wipes a little smear of blood off her mouth and raises a fist in the air. And it's at this point that we will wrap up our episode for tonight.
Oh no! Hi!
But I didn't wanna.
I want to help you!
Well, you guys will have to tell me what happens when we come back in 2 weeks. Thank you guys for playing with me. We're going to take a quick break here, and then we'll return for a little bit of table talk. We just kind of recap our favorite parts of tonight and answer your questions if you have any questions, y'all.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, so we'll be right back. See you soon.
I've been
Hello.
like it's kind of
Hey, wait, are we live now?
yeah,
'Cause-
we're live now.
Okay.
okay.
So, what does Anoki think of being in a bathhouse?
So again, it's like, how would anybody think about licking the floor of a bathhouse?
Ugh.
That's
Yeah.
horrible.
That's so gross.
But it's completely from a different point of view. Like everyone else would be, it's like, oh, there's like foot fungus and there's all this and this and this, all these other bad
Mhm.
things in there. But
Yeah.
for Noki, that's all like, that's food.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The stuff that would really make Inoki just retch, if it could, would be the soap, all of the like fuzzies and let's be clear, Inoki's feet walk in the dirt, so it'd be used to all of that.
Yeah,
But
it's
walking
the
into this,
organic
it would,
stuff.
yeah, the organics would be
Skin
fine.
cells and-
The inorganics would be
Yeah,
disgusting.
The things that would
Oh.
gross him out would be all of the things that humans and the other races have done in order to like cover up all of those things.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
That
gross.
just cracks me up. I love that. I never thought of going to a bathhouse as being an interaction that would split the party so thoroughly.
I know. I was actually surprised. I was thinking more along the line of the steamed mushroom. Like, what would it actually be like if he went in there and would it would be it would be gross. And so I thought it was really interesting that Doctor was like, nope, he's just peacing out. Don't like it.
Well,
Nasty.
It was one of.
Oh, you cut out.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, I could have taken it the way I did, or if I go in the bathhouse, basically everything else in there would just become disgusting because of me.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true. It would just be everybody would have athlete's foot.
No one would be happy with me. So do
Yeah.
you want me to answer my question first? We have another one from Leaf there also.
Yeah, sure. Let's do that. Let's do the all of us first. We'll just do them in sequential order. So, Leap Pacheski, our good friend, asks, "What is something each character has left behind, either by choice or otherwise?"
Well, I won't say too much about this because it's a big part of Whip's backstory that I'd much rather explore in game. But he has he belonged to a druid grove that he is no longer a part of, and the reasons he left and the circumstances around that are going to be a big part of, well, have been a big part of how he ended up where he is and what he's doing. So.
Yeah.
To whatever extent we explore that in the game, that will be a huge part of, the arc where we're kind of focusing on his backstory.
Yeah, this should be really fun to find more out about that. I have some clues about some of those things, and it's pretty exciting. Shiny.
Yeah, I'd say Aurora is pretty similar. She didn't come from a druid grove, but she comes from Black Oak Ridge, which is a very close-knit town. The people who she knows cares about her and took care of her and taught her things as she was growing up. So this is her first time out in the world, and not having that support structure is new for her. So the idea of people leaving and stuff is just totally foreign. That never really happened in Black Oak Ridge. So I think that would be something she left behind, is just that structure.
Yeah. I think most of my characters that I've played before have been ones that were kind of like used to the idea of leaving, at least, even if they had support structures back home. So that's really interesting to me, just like thinking about how even having a support structure, it's just built differently depending on the character.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. And
So-
Doctor.
Inoki has basically left behind the entire Underdark. Inoki is from a Myconic grove. Grew up there. probably doesn't understand the concept of age, but if you were to figure out how old Inoki is, it would actually probably be some like 30 years, but the mentality is such that because it's on the surface and doesn't know anything about surface customs, that's why it may appear that Inoki's younger than it actually is.
Yeah.
But like for leaving behind, like the reason, like there will always be collection. That's Inoki's jam.
Your
Yeah.
consistency.
Yeah, that will be, and that will lead Inoki to the path that actually leads, which is a question for me that says, what's it like to have played a level 12 Inoki, and now be back to level 2?
Yeah.
Honest to God, because our game is so roleplay heavy, I'm gonna say I'm not telling a difference.
That's hard, I bet. Yeah.
I think the one thing in the level 12 game that Seripides and I did, I was allowed more latitude to do ridiculous things. Because I could say, based on this ability and this ability, I'm going to craft this magnificent, magical thing.
Yeah, we did crafting.
Yeah, and I reasoned out why it would work. And I mean, I felt like, I'm like, well, I mean, it seems like a reasonable thing for a creature of that level, of those abilities, to be able to do something like that, and say that this is a done thing that I just crafted with my own power and abilities. And it had to do with the fact that I was high level, but it was less that and more it was just the role play of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine that Onoki wouldn't change. I mean, we might see what happens as we go along, but he seems pretty set in his ideals, so that may not change over time, regardless of his level.
That's actually it's a very interesting thing to say, because like at level 12, I said that Inoki changed appearance completely.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Cal and I didn't watch that, so I have honestly no idea what happened in that episode.
And that's fine. I won't spoil it for you. I don't think that episode would spoil any of. I think if you understand kind of like the headspace that I've kind of put forth at this point, that's where it was going anyway.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
It's pretty great. It was really cool to see the specific changes they made. I think doctors were a lot more descriptive, but also part of what I did is we had the very beginning of this stream just be like, okay, tell me what stuff you have now that you've been adventurous for so long, and like, how much money do you have? What kind of cool stuff have you bought? And so that was just really interesting, even from like a roleplay perspective, thinking, watching them think through the reasons that they're like making these changes to the character as higher levels. So I just thought that was really cool. Yeah, so you can see part of that process on our stream. On the VOD.
I think that's the part that Cal and I were seeing when we were at the restaurant.
Yeah.
Was you guys sort of building out the characters, what they would be at a higher level, and even that was super interesting. So.
Yeah, I enjoyed that build. That specific build was just, this is the path that Inoki would go down, and where it's gonna end up, and it just so fun to play that and just like role play that.
Yeah.
And it'll also be really cool to see, like, if we continue the campaign long enough that we sort of get to level 12 organically. It'll be interesting to see if what has happened in between, because that's going to be a fair amount of playing, even if we level up quickly. It'll be real interesting to see if the events that take place between now and then dramatically change the outcome.
Well, and let's be clear, like that is my goal to become that character.
That's cool.
And
Okay.
I'm in my
That's
headspace.
cool.
It's like let's see if I can do this.
Yeah.
And the boss, it's all up to the boss at the end of the day. She'll tell me, yeah.
But my DM style, because we are really roleplay heavy, I just saw Pudge TV in the comments saying that he enjoys they enjoy the RP that we do. Because we really are pretty roleplay heavy, and I just like seeing you guys be so excited about it, and I want you guys to tell me what the story is too. Like it's our story. So
Yeah, I just barely
would
touched on your roleplay, your survey process, and building this group and making sure we were on the same page.
yeah, that was definitely part of planning. Just making sure everybody likes roleplay, since it's gonna be roleplay.
That's what we're gonna do.
What were you saying, Cal?
So yeah, I was gonna say, like, I would think that if things happen that cause Inoki to develop very differently from what you did in the previous session, it'll be because Inoki has grown and changed in ways that you didn't have planned coming into the game, rather than because Boots or anyone else has said, like, no, don't do that.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll just be like, it'll be character growth rather than rules.
Well, and it comes down to that path is the character path, because it goes back to what I said at the beginning, the collection.
Yeah.
This
And-
fucking Dag does witches mess
Well,
with your
Well,
string.
and even further than that is, what is the reason for the collection? Nobody knows that, and even Inoki probably doesn't know the whole reason.
Yeah.
Right.
At least at this point. Future Inoki does.
So was collection part of your religion then, would you say? Or your bonds?
I don't remember. I don't think it was a concept that I picked up on my own.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I don't know if it was tied into one of those mechanics, but we definitely did work it heavily into his origin story.
Yeah,
I like it a lot.
it's the reason I left the Underdark. It's the reason
It's like your motivating force.
Yeah, it's like I have this motivating force. I don't necessarily, again, at level 4, right? But I know that I have this drive within me to collect these things.
Yeah.
And they're specific things. And we just had another couple questions that Boots gave us, and the list of things that I gave her were things that I collected.
That's awesome. Yeah, I still have to respond to Boots' questions.
It's okay, I know.
She knows where I'm going. Leap asked if I cosplay every character that I play.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Even when I DM, I set my table a certain way for each different game that I DM. So when Cal was here, I had glitter all over the table for a shiny campaign that I did. On Wednesdays, I run my evil campaign, and I put out black silk and candles and all kinds of stuff. I'm super big into the sensory aspects of trying to immerse your players in the game. So when I play a character on stream, I try to do my best to be that character when I show up. And both because that helps me make sure that I'm in the right headspace for the character, and make sure that my character, or that my watchers or viewers remember who it is that I am. That I'm a that I have pointy ears. Or I'm a snail because I have a goddamn shell. It helps me a lot with roleplay, which is my favorite part of the game. So yeah, I may not cosplay every character that I play, but pretty fucking close.
Yeah. And I think for you especially, you have a very like set way that you like kind of even ritually just get into the D&D headspace. Like for me, it's just making sure all my windows are in the spots where I normally have them on my computer, and I have like 3 beverages, and then I feel like, okay, I'm ready. But you do a lot more like pretty, like you really creatively express visually.
It helps me, and I don't know if it necessarily helps the viewers, but it helps me get into the right headspace. So when I show up here, I'm dressed as Shiny or Aurora or Long Sparkly Trail, given the particular game. It helps me remember who I'm supposed to be playing. So when I play my evil game, my table's much darker, and it helps me remember who I'm supposed to be at that time. So I've got a lot of D&D going on.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I may not. I'm still planning on bringing Aurora, Shiny, and Long Sparkly Trail to the D&D live event. So we'll see how much of that fits in my suitcases. But that is the plan.
It's gonna be so cool.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see all the pictures from that.
We've got a question for Cal here from Leap that says, you play Kenku a bunch. How has playing them changed the longer you've played Whip? Or is it just like any character at this point?
Yeah, so this is interesting because the first Kenku character I played is a character named Te Amo that I played in a one-shot with Doctor and some other people, and I've played him in a couple other one-shots since then. He's kind of been one of my go-to, like, hey, I need a character for a session, let's just play him kind of characters. And what I really kind of fell in love with about playing a Kenku that first time around was that was a very like lighthearted and jokey and silly session, and using the mimicry as a way to just like create one-liners and catchphrases and turn words on their head by using them in a different context was just a whole lot of fun. It's, you know, everybody who knows me here knows my fondness for wordplay, and it really just fed into that to an almost unhealthy degree.
Between you and Chad, it's a lot.
Yeah. I think with Whip, what's been interesting is that it's like I still do some of that, obviously, and I'm never gonna stop being that guy. But there's also been a lot more opportunity for just like communicating without using words.
Yeah.
Like
your little goofs.
Te Amo is a talkative Kenku, so he like picks up phrases and uses them until they're a dead horse, and then a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And then
Te Amo is very like the foul-mouthed guy at the end of the bar.
Yeah.
Right.
That's Te Amo.
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
And Whip is much more of
quiet.
He was on his own for several years before he joined the party, and so he's used to not needing to talk or spending time with animals that he can communicate with through gesture and sound that isn't language proper. So he just doesn't feel like he needs to resort to words most of the time. And so like I really had fun, especially today, with spending most of the session in a wild shape form.
Yeah.
And still genuinely participating in the interactions and being part of the conversations and stuff. Like it's interesting how the reason I decided that I really wanted to play Kenku and the way I play Whip are actually like almost have nothing in common.
Yeah,
Right?
it has kind of added up.
And Whip ended up being more different than I would have expected, so that's really cool.
Yeah, I haven't personally encountered Te Amo, I think. Out of all the things, like...
That was the character I played in Alora's game.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, I was like, I don't know if I've met him, but yes, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, like, he sounds like a handful, and he is.
Yes.
He's the one who knew Shiny too, right?
No, that was Kazu, who's
Kazu.
he's a not a
Aarakocra.
Not a Kenku at all. Yeah, another bird person.
Yes.
But
I do still have that brand.
Who is your character in What Happens in Barovia?
That was
Alark.
Alark, who is also an
That's it.
Aarakocra.
Another bird
Yeah.
person.
Yeah, so I've played
But
at this
completely
point.
different from
But totally
all
Oh, yeah.
the others.
They're
Yeah.
all different from each other.
the personality.
They
stuff.
are.
Yeah. But yeah, I at this point I think I have played more bird characters than non-bird characters
That's awesome.
No.
as a whole.
Our friend-
Although, yeah, I still have plenty of other characters.
Our
That's
friend
awesome.
Pudge TV says, not a question, but I really enjoy the roleplay you guys do. It's cool to see so many streams are focused on combat. You guys bring a lot of character to that. So I mentioned briefly the survey that Boots did.
Yeah.
Boots, you want to talk a little bit about building this campaign?
Yeah,
Making sure you have
I
the right
can
players?
talk about that for a minute. I think also that also ties into Cal asked, I gotta find it. How collaborative were you in backstories with myself, Irish? And to begin with, I just put out a survey to everybody on Twitter and just saying like, if anybody's interested in this game, just fill this out. It's like an interest form, and I pretty much just asked them to tell me a little bit about themselves and their experience with D&D and with playing online and streaming. And then also I really wanted to know like what people were mostly interested in, and overwhelmingly it was kind of agreed that most people were really interested in roleplay and world exploration. And then people like fighting stuff too, but that really was like option 3 for most people. And so it's like, oh, this is really cool. I can get a group together. Oh wow, yeah, that was garbage shiny.
My fingers were in the wrong
I am
places.
going to try to bring out to the gender. No.
One of your hands was off by one.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Trying to be quiet.
It's okay. It's okay. So yeah, I basically just had a handful of applications basically because I had a lot of friends that I've always been like, oh, I can't wait to play D&D with you someday, and I wanted to do this long-term campaign, so that let me know like who was actually interested and what they wanted out of the game, and then I could pick a group that would have really good chemistry together, and I think we've done that pretty well. All 7 of you that I started out with, you guys are all great, and the ones who are here right now, and the ones who are not here to do like scheduling and live stuff, like I think it was just a great way to start out a campaign and build it. And during that first like couple weeks before we, or actually it was more like a month before we actually had our first game, like Rin Pond, who plays Deirdre, she sent me like a whole Pinterest board of like character stuff and like little detail artworks and stuff, and it was so cool. Cal wrote this whole backstory in Notion.
God damn it, Cal. Yeah. Rin, I mean, they, schedule conflicts aside, they were gonna be like Aurora's girlfriend. So yeah, she's got a lot of abandonment issues going on.
Oh man. Well, to be fair, you guys only knew each other like a day. To be fair.
No, Aurora gets very quickly attached.
I see that, yeah. This will be a painful life for her.
You were so sad about
What? You cut out.
was. That was his mushroom.
the mushroom that I
yeah.
fed to the wisp. It's like,
Yeah. That was
No,
sad.
it was like.
I just kept seeing you like tearing up there, and I was like, ah! What am I doing?
I
Such
know.
a mean person. Yeah.
No, it's not your fault. It's 100% perfect, and I love it because it's what Aurora needs for her character development. She's had a really easy life, other than
oh yeah, so you need a couple gut punches of what you're saying.
the past that she doesn't really remember. The idea that someone would just, and she didn't. So Shiny getting upset, but the idea that someone would willingly give up their family as food to another entity is foreign to Aurora. So
Sure, but
Yeah.
it's absolutely
Auroran.
the other part of it you got to remember is that Inoki's from the Underdark,
oh, for sure.
which is
Yeah,
just
it's a different
it
world.
is like this place is so relaxed. Like the Underdark is so brutal, you cannot understand it unless you've been there.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah.
And it's survival of the fittest in the Underdark, and even to the tune of, like, Inoki knew that mushroom wasn't necessarily going to be like alive for very much longer, just because they're all dying, they're all in a state of decay. It's just okay, it's your time.
I know. That's why I made
It's
the
really
comment that I
interesting.
did that was like, Aurora isn't there, so do whatever Inoki seems
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, that's pretty
Shiny's
great.
freaked out.
And
That's totally different. As a DM, I understand, but
Yeah.
as Aurora, I am very upset right now.
Yeah.
Sure. But and understand that Inoki will never hold that back.
Mm-hmm.
Like
It'll be
that will,
really interesting.
At
as
some
things
point,
go
something
on.
like that is going to happen when Aurora's there, and then
Exactly.
Yeah, it'll be
Don't
like
let me
Sparks with the venison when he couldn't
Oh, yeah.
remember because of his
Oh, yeah.
mental stuff.
Very
The
upset about
wasted
that, too.
food. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well we are running out of time a little bit, but did you want to
we got
add
one
something?
more question.
I
For you,
wanted to
Boots.
say one quick thing about Leaf's question about collaborating on backstories,
Yeah.
which is just that, like, basically, once we had our group, Boots sent us some questions for, like, these things about our characters, and it's like, why are they adventuring? What are they seeking out, and what do they want to leave behind?
Yeah.
And at least for me, it was mostly like I took those questions and kind of came back with an answer and tried to incorporate some stuff about the mythology in the world, and mostly just got back and a confirmation that was a good start.
Yeah.
So I just went with that. I don't know if any of the other players, if there was more like back and forth, or if it was
I think
mostly just like we all gave you stuff and you said cool.
I think it's been kind of both, because really it was a lot of, like, each of you kind of has gone at your own pace of how much backstory you're giving me. And I tell you some things if questions come up. I don't think there's really been anything I've said no to, because for me, it's kind of like you guys are building out the world, and it gives me more NPCs and more regions and more stories to weave into the overarching one. So there hasn't been anything game breaking, so there hasn't really been anything I've vetoed, but Doctor and I have collabed a bit on
I
some
forgot
of
to mention
Inoki's.
Whippoorwill is a god.
You're all gods.
Aurora is an atheist.
So is Sorbides, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So,
Well, like, you and I had actually talked about Inoki long before this game was even an inkling.
oh yeah, it was a Twitter conversation.
Yeah, we bounced around a Myconid Circle of Spores Druid months ago, and this was just the time to pull him out.
Yeah, and I love it. It's great. I'm really pleased with all of your guys' characters and stories. They're just amazing. I do want to answer Pudge TV's question for me. As DM, do you like to explore a big range of voices and mannerisms for characters, or keep it simple? It kind of depends. Tonight, I did a little bit more of
That's great.
like ranges and stuff, but I do try to keep it kind of simple, mostly so that my voice will last longer, because I found that
Good.
moving too far out of my normal range just makes my voice really tired really fast, and I have a kind of soft voice.
Yeah, that's unexpected for somebody who doesn't DM like publicly the way you do with orcs and stuff.
Say it faster.
The way that kills your voice and everything. That's a lot
Yeah.
to deal with. So.
Yeah, I always have a horrible, like, sick person voice the day after an Orcs event, because at those, I'm doing this same thing, but I am yelling it in a bar full of people for 4 hours. And
Exactly.
so there, I have one other voice that I do, and it's like my innkeeper voice, basically. Sometimes I'll do a monster voice, so maybe 2 other ones, but...
I've got a whole video of voices, so...
Yeah, oh gosh, that's embarrassing. I'm not allowed to show anyone that.
Ship
I
it.
do a great job. As another DM, I DM only in person, really, so I don't do streamed things that people ever see. But you do voices that are so much more beyond what I'm capable of doing that it's just so great, even not at your Orcs events.
Just
the
in
things you
general,
do
in
to
life.
bring your characters to life are great, yeah.
Thank you.
So the noteworthy thing I'll say is, yeah, you do some voices, but to me, the thing that you do that's just amazing sometimes is the look on your face.
Yeah.
I
We
try,
can
but
see
I'm
you.
always like smiling a little bit, like, I'm doing this character.
Watch out.
It's either it's like you can tell if it's joy or pain or
Poor nerd.
there's that, and then there's all the little divisions in between. There's curiosity.
We
you
can
can
see
see
it.
that
It's
all
because I
in your
have
face.
crazy eyebrows that do whatever they want. You guys can always read me like a book.
And it's good. It's so good
Yeah.
because So like now she's the cat that swallowed the canary.
Yeah, exactly. We can see it as players. We get used to it. But,
I think that's really cool.
We play off of those facial expressions for sure.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that you guys can like distinguish the characters, the NPCs and stuff, just by those things. Because like, I always thought I was doing a bad job.
No, you're great. Pudge says that you're the Mona Lisa of D&D. So
Yeah.
that's pretty big praise from Pudge there. So you do a great job.
Thank you. I think you
We
guys
only
all do
have to
great.
play one character. We only have to decide when we log in what character to play. You have
Well, technically, you have 4, Miss Eladrin. So,
It's true.
her seasons are difficult.
yeah, Cal imitates voice, or Whippoorwill actually imitates voices, and Inoki is also a ton of mushroom cousins, especially when Alora's not here with her awesome Canadian accent.
Not so bad.
We
Oh,
need
that's right.
Laura back there.
I
I
know.
almost feel like people need to start calling Aurora Wildheart or something instead, because I didn't know when I started this campaign that Laura was going to be playing and that her name was going to be the same. So we
It's
might
a
have
tongue
to come up
twister.
with a nickname for her.
I
me.
mean, you're
Like-
welcome to, but also we could figure
Whip
it
is
out.
just gonna start calling Aurora by her current season.
Yeah, that's
Like
true.
he'll just call her Winter right now.
Winter, summer, spring. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. I'm sure something will come up. I mean, Beltol and Whippoorwill went through all of their various nickname phases.
For sure. Aurora keeps assigning names to them, so.
Yeah.
Bong.
Well, and
gosh.
like the canon is that like when Inoki says your name in your head, it's what you actually think your name is. So Whippoorwill, it's that whistle.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Because
And
Aurora can't mimic that whistle, so that's why she keeps calling him Whistle, because she doesn't know what to do, so that's perfect.
Yeah. I think this is the reason we're all roleplay, because you guys want to spend all your time talking about how you're saying these things without using words. So
Right?
Yeah.
well,
No,
think
just
about
kidding,
this
it's
though.
totally
This
me
is
too.
the first character I've made that can't talk.
Yeah,
It's true.
it is weird.
All of my other
Except-
characters.
You poof.
I was just gonna say, when you're level 12, you did.
I do talk.
Yes.
I do talk.
Oh my gosh, that
But there's a
car.
reason.
Cal and I were eating cheeseburgers. We don't know.
Yeah.
But but all my other characters I make voices for.
I
Yeah.
didn't do
But-
voices yet, so I'm still working on that. You guys are a great inspiration.
But you're
I'm sure everyone loves my voices.
Yes, so they're awesome. I do love your voices. And Shiny, I think even if you feel like your skills aren't necessarily in voices, because I haven't heard you do a lot of voices. I don't think you've ever DM'd for me yet.
I haven't yet.
Yeah,
No, just Cal.
I'll have to make
as far as
it
this
out
group
to
is
one of
concerned.
your one-shots and not be so tired or on a date night.
You can be one of my villains for my intro
Yes,
campaign.
please. Oh, I would love to do that. I was going to
That would
say, you definitely outclassed me with your world building. Like, you're
That's
very
all I care
detailed.
about. That's my favorite thing.
I've never played for Shiny, but your world building is actually really
It's
good.
also great. The Dagda, like, I know I have a character secret and everything involving the Dagda, but that by itself, I knew that was going to come up eventually, and I still had no idea what to do. It was great. The lore and everything is way beyond what I built for my world. It's very based on people, not gods. So it's been super interesting for Aurora, for sure.
Yeah, it's been weird for me, like, thinking of, like, all of these. I gotta figure out the stories of all these gods. Like, it's a good thing I'm actually reading this stuff on a weekly basis, because otherwise I'd just be like, ah. But even so, I still make it all up. But I always am like, okay, how do you, like, make these god stories really important and, like, really big and everything, but make sure that you guys are not being overshadowed, because it's your stories too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I normally play an atheist. Shiny is an atheist. So even Aurora having some slight acknowledgement of gods is different for me. So this whole campaign has been going to be super interesting.
Well, especially if Aurora and Inoki ever start having a conversation, because Inoki knows that its god exists.
Yeah, that's crazy to Aurora. She has no level of acceptance to the fact that gods might exist. She's a wizard. She can make people think that gods exist willy-nilly.
Sure.
So, it's been a very low-key part of her life until now.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. I think Serpides is in a pretty similar boat. I don't want to say too much because Alora's not here to talk about her character, but and the last game you did, where she was also a level 12 character with Inoki, Serpides got to have some more contact from some gods that had been kind of involved with her in some way or another, but even in that one, it was very different from how Inoki experienced Inoki's god. So it was just cool seeing you guys, like, figure out your different takes, because even in a world where, like, a large pantheon exists as, like, the religion like you would have in Greece or in Ireland. Yeah, there's gonna be non-believers, and people really interpret stuff differently. So I love exploring this idea too. The table, it's cool.
Yeah, Aurora's not from this world at all. So
we haven't gotten into Whip's relationship with deity at all yet, and it's very different from either of the ones we've talked about earlier. But that's all I'm gonna say about that.
Yeah. Oh, and hey, Ooze, welcome.
Ooze!
Hello, goodbye!
Yeah, I know, you came right at the end of a stream tonight, but we got really wrapped up in answering these questions, and I love it.
We did.
Really good. But I want to know real quick, what is your guys' MVP for tonight's game?
Are we sticking with the C-Team inanimate object rule?
No, not necessarily, but we have historically done that in the episodes past. We just have cool NPCs too, so I don't want to limit you.
I know the boat abandoned us, but it's a pretty significant, I feel like, inanimate object in that Aurora, at least, is seeing it as an item of importance, and it disappeared. So my vote.
I'm gonna say the bathhouse.
Oh my god,
the whole bathhouse.
Just because there's so much that went on of exposition around not just going in, but like me on my own, because I wouldn't go in, and you guys doing the processing of feelings within.
My first
Yeah.
thought was the wisp that Inoki talked to.
Oh, that was
Oh
pretty
my
cool
god,
too.
Wisp,
Didn't have a
I
ton of
forgot.
impact, like for the session as a whole, but that whole encounter was really striking and left me like with a lot of questions and wanting to know,
Yeah,
like, explore more about that.
Aurora wasn't witness to any of that, but Shiny is very upset.
Yeah.
I think that's huge, and I would like to make the argument that Blossom was nearby, sort of monitoring these events, but yeah, I mean, I feel like that whole interaction was so meaningful for me, so I think
Well,
that was
and
great.
let's be clear, later on, and Noki will tell you everything that the Wisp told Inoki.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
because there's no reason that Inoki would ever hold that information back.
yeah, and that's how Aurora is. You know, information is freely gathered and freely given. So
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens when he relays the story to you.
I know we get Aurora into the group or Allura. I need to change my goddamn name. Euripides.
Your character's name is Borealis now.
Borealis.
Oh my gosh.
That's actually why I named her the way she's. My Christian.
Her full name is Aurora Borealis Wildheart.
Yeah, exactly. Wildheart. But yeah, I think that'll be great once we get everybody into the group and the relationships that we've established will really add to the campaign.
Yeah, really exciting. Very cool.
Thanks, friends.
To answer one question real quick, Ooze, we did start at 4:30 Pacific time, and we only have a few players tonight, just scheduling, and a couple more players are just not able to make it consistently right now, but this is a long-term campaign, so some of them will come back later, and we'll just make it work. And I do have a long list of guest stars who will make certain appearances some point.
Oh my god.
Ah, yes.
We've got the best role players in our community.
We do. It's really great. But yeah, you can catch up on our past episodes on VODs. I have them as a collection on this Twitch channel under Celtic Not and also on our YouTube. I gotta fix the Nightbot links so we can link those. But
Yeah.
also just want to add that our next game is going to be on May 14th, not June 14th. I don't know what months are. So that's in 2 weeks again, on Tuesday, 4:30 Pacific time. And if you want to get notified so that you don't miss when we go live, you can absolutely give us a follow here on the Twitch channel and turn on notifications, and you'll see it pop up like, huzzah, we're doing Celtic Not, D&D.
Awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, any last things you guys wanted to say before we wrap up tonight?
We love you. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you, everybody.
Thanks for the
It was a fun
cues.
night, and I feel really excited about the bar fight in Caribou.
Yes. For anybody who asks questions, tell your DM that you get inspiration from us. You can ask me or Boots. We'll give you inspiration
Yeah, we'll give you an
for
answer.
asking us questions for the Celtic Not.
There you go. Leap, you're gonna have like so many inspirations. It's just piles of them. All right, everybody have a good night. Thank you guys for joining this week's
Have a good
chapter
night.
5 of Celtic Not, and may the wind ever be at your back.
Bye.